says I'm live.
Haven't heard
Yep.
anything from Terry?
Nah, not a peep. So, just going off my own at the moment.
I've heard him here and there on other channels, but he never says g'day.
No, apart from what Ellen mentioned last week, no, that was the last I heard about where he was at. So I get the impression that Ellen knows what he's got, but Terry wasn't forthcoming. But that's fine. That's his business. But
Well, I know what he's got. He's
okay,
got gallstones. He needs
okay,
an operation for gallstones, but like it's like he's dropped off the face of the earth, though.
yes. Oh, well, we'll carry on with that without him. I suppose. Hey,
You
Carl.
should come up with your own format, Timbo.
Yeah. I think I might. And just got to think about that. Ouch. Yes, I'm assuming Carl can hear us because he said ouch. Personally, haven't had gallstones. I believe they can be unpleasant. Um, yeah, that's. I got to think about what to do if I did that. I got general format, but I think I need to come up with something a little bit. I got a few things on tonight. Already done a playlist up. I just got to load it up because I did it up on the other computer.
I watched about 1 minute of Bev's non-spherical pie day
Okay.
thing, and it was just a whole bunch of whinging and whining about pie and blue marble this and blue marble science that and blue marble science something else, and it's like he's obsessed with blue marble science. He just can't help but talk about it.
Yes. Well, it's sort of like if blue didn't exist, I don't think Bev would exist, to be honest with you. Um,
And then he was
yes.
bleating about how pi is a constant, and Blue was saying, but spherical pi isn't. And Bev just totally ignored that and said, but pi is a constant. It's not variable. It's like he deliberately confuses the two, you know.
Yes. I mean, if he had an understanding of spherical pi, he shouldn't really be, he just sort of realised that it's not really that big a deal. But I don't, because he doesn't
Yeah, I know.
understand
Of course, it's not a
it.
big deal. I mean, there's a reason why they call it spherical pi and not just pi, right?
Yeah.
Pi and
Yeah.
spherical pi are two different concepts.
Yeah. Then it's sort of like, okay, if you. I think it really throws them out. It's not that hard a
Oh
concept.
well, it's not that hard. Yeah, Bev seems to be confused by trivial, simple stuff in maths.
Yeah, that's right. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? Oh, because I'm looking in the wrong place.
So obviously, Carl has the power at the moment.
Carl has power. He's the only one in there. You can hear me, can't you, Carl? Tell me you can hear me. That's not all quiet. Apparently, Timbo throws technical tantrums. I only kicked you out once, didn't I? That's you, the only person I've ever timed out, but that was a joke, I've got to admit. I hear you both. Good. Glad to hear it. Um, Now, I don't know if you saw, I think our friend Alan won't be in for a while.
Yeah. I just saw that. He's been 11 o'clock our time.
And I have a feeling, did our friend Farmers say he might not be coming? I'm
I
trying to remember.
reckon he said he was out at a store or something this today. So I
Oh,
reckon
okay.
I reckon you're right. I reckon he said he wasn't going to be in tonight.
So, just the two of us. Apple pie. Raspberry Pi is still pretty good, I believe. Must get one. Paul hasn't played with his Raspberry Pi yet.
No, I haven't had time. I'm dying to have a play with it, but I've been overwhelmed with other shit to do.
Yes, we had to get your
like
music room
like
right.
um like playing on my new piano. That's very important that I spend a lot of time doing that.
Yeah, well, you got to get your music room right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
testing out the acoustics is pretty important to make sure that's all
Oh
good.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I am actually supposed to play it a fair bit if I can to like help it settle in.
Yeah. Yes. What have we got? And just the fun. You gotta have fun every now and then. And you're busy,
Yeah,
obviously, with the ducks, which is a big
I
bonus.
am very busy.
I saw this great video of a duck the other day. You've probably seen it. Of a scapie duck, a duckling.
Oh, I had some escapees on Tuesday
Yeah.
because I'm by myself. Like we litter the sheds at least twice a week, sometimes three times, depending on how wet the sheds get. Right, but in summer it's usually down to two times a week. So we littered them last Friday. So they were due for a litter probably on Monday, but Monday was a public holiday, so I didn't want to sort of like stay there too long. So
Yeah.
I littered on Tuesday and it was by myself. Now, most of the sheds I can litter by myself. It's a bit more of a pain in the ass, but normally you'd have one person like drive the litter trailer and tractor and do the actual littering while the other person controls the doors and the gates for the ducks to make sure they
Yeah.
don't escape out of the shed.
Yeah.
But when I'm by myself, it means I have to stop the tractor outside the shed, get off, open up the big sliding door at the shed, all right, open up the inside gates, drive in, close the shed door, litter, then arrive back at the shed door from the inside, open the shed door, go out, close the shed door, and that's half the shed done. So it's a lot of getting on and off the tractor, whereas
Yes.
if I've got someone helping me, it's just I go and load up, come in, they open the door and control the gates, and I just go in and litter and drive back out and get another load and come back and do it again, you
Yeah.
know. And especially in the shed that's got three pens, because it's kind of like two airlocks, if you want to call them that,
Yeah.
because there's one pen that goes around the end of the shed. It's four bays in one side and two bays in the other side, joined
Yeah.
together, and so that backs up onto another pen on the same side of the shed. It's got six bays, and so you have to go through two sort of gate systems to get to that one, and it's a real pain in the ass. It took me an hour to litter that shed by myself.
Yeah. Just it would be a pain in the neck. Yeah. I can see that. Just coming to get you.
When the ducks are old, they're all right. They sort of want to stay in the shed, but when they're young, they're inquisitive and they don't want to stay in the shed. The first thing they do when you open the door and open the gate is run for you, and they'll run past the tractor and out the door as quick as they can. So it's bloody hard by yourself.
The thing I found was funny was watching the ducks climb the gates. Chain wire, chicken wire fence, and they get themselves in a position where they can actually climb. Obviously, only ducklings, but it was incredible. I never think that the duck would be able to do that because obviously the weight's all wrong. But they seem to manage it.
Yeah, and one thing, if you've ever tried to herd ducks,
Yeah,
they're completely different to chickens, because ducks, they'll want to go every direction except the direction that you want them to go in, and they tend to try and run around behind you all the time.
yeah,
Yeah, so you're trying to chase them up one end of the shed, and they're always going to the side and trying to run around behind you. So
yeah.
it's like really hard.
Yes, I remember. I used to like prefer sheep. Sheep are right because the sheep you just get one sheep to do something, then all the others will just do the same. The sheep are good, generally. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
except when you get one turn around to decide that it's going to come back at you. And
Except for when the one that you want to do the right thing does the wrong thing, and then all the others follow, and you
yeah, come back at you. Yes, it's a good sheepdog. I can always recommend a good sheepdog.
which is why, Timbo, like when we used to have the sheep in lambing, of course, it'd always be one that would be orphaned, or the mother would die, and or it would reject its lamb, and you'd have to take those ones home and bottle feed them, all right?
Yeah,
And then because they've been bottle fed, and they're sort of like pets. They don't integrate back into the flock. They're sort of like loners, and if you put them back into the flock, they'll push through the fences all the time, and then the other sheep will follow. So you sort of can't really put them back in the herd once they've been raised. So we used to put them in a separate little paddock that we'd set up with really good fences as perimeters, and we used to call it the killer flock. Not because they were mean, vicious sheep that would want to kill you if you entered the paddock, but because they were ones that we would kill for meat and eat them.
Yes. Some people don't understand that. I don't get it. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, how do they think that a lamb chop gets into the shelf in Coles? There's a farm where they plant lamb chops, right? And they just grow them, right?
Ah, yes. Oh, but you do see I gotta admit, you do see on TikTok some very weird people who just don't seem to understand it. Oh, I think I saw somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, why do farmers have to spray pesticides on all their crops? I mean, don't we just get the veggies from the supermarket?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think I've seen ones like where people say, "Oh, why do we have to milk cows? Can't we just buy it from the shop?" Stuff like that.
Oh, no, I know.
Oh, yeah, no concept. Yes, it's a bit like that. I've got a Lindsay up on the screen. How's it? Let's do a transition. Get my YouTube running. How are you feeling? You feel like going and get a what do you call it? A cup of tea and get a drink.
Yeah, make a cup of tea, cook myself a steak.
We've got mine part 2 from last week. You know how last week we've got the mind-blowing magnetic field vortex. And it's only 14 minutes, so obviously when he's
obviously it worked on Lindsay because his mind's been blown.
Yeah. You remember his video ran out last week at half an hour, so I think it must be the part 2 was the next bit.
Oh, so it goes for a full 30 minutes now instead of 27 minutes, 13 seconds.
Well, the last one did. Yeah. Well, no, it didn't go right to the half hour. It did drop off just on that last 27. So hang on, I got the... What was the time?
Yeah, I mean, he when he cuts out, it's usually 27 minutes and 13 seconds.
Yeah, which must be the limit on his card, obviously. It's got to be.
Must be, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, because it's not a very big video. So it must be a tiny card. It might only have 2 megs, or 2 megs probably.
That's to match his intellectual ability.
Well, he hasn't worked out how to do any video editing or anything, even though he can do all that for free.
No, when you want to include a video in your YouTube video, you play it on your phone and hold that up to the camera, right?
That's right. I think that I noticed in the flicking through here. I think he does that in this one.
He does. That's what he does when he wants to show something.
Oh, let's see if everything's working. We'll put him on. Oh, I've got to send this back out through Discord first, so you don't have to. I've got to share the right one. Don't have to get the delay. Oh, no, that's me just going live. There you go. Okay, let's push. Lost it. Push play, and a cursor would be handy. Let's see what it's got. Oh, I've got to do Lindsay speed. Oop, yes, we're adjusting. There's 14 seconds of the video gone already. Full screen make it any better? No.
Hi guys, welcome back to Tomb of Illumination. I've just done a previous video. I posted it yesterday or the day before, and then
we got Mac. G'day, Mac.
I had another idea how to explain it a little bit better. So I drew it all up.
How's it? G'day, Mac. How you going?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Straight in with Lindsay, yeah?
Sorry, yeah. Don't run away just because I got Lindsay on.
No, oh my God.
It's only a short one. Yeah. No, we're just getting into Lindsay. So, I don't know if you caught any last week, but yeah, this is a part 2 because his memory card ran out.
Was it?
Yeah, on the mind-blowing magnetic, and guess what shape his magnets are? He described it in about 4 different ways, but
You think one of these days you'd figure out that getting a laptop with a cam on it, or or a computer with a webcam or something like that would be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
well, he could just do it with his phone.
Yeah,
Maybe-
true. Yeah,
Yeah,
could do
he
that.
could record
Yeah.
record on his phone and then upload it.
Yeah, could do that, but you
and
wouldn't.
actually, he's got enough subscribers. He could do it live if he wanted to on his phone.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see where he's
Oh well,
up to.
crack on.
Crack on.
But I can only do videos when the house is empty, so I didn't get around to doing it. I'm about
Stopped.
He did that. He did a bit. Sorry, I keep forgetting. You can't hear me when I push the mute button on my mic. He did that last. He mentioned that last week that he can't do video when unless the house is empty. So he's got a bit of a Chris from Westchester County situation going on by the sounds of it.
Yeah, actually, I don't blame him for that because I'm in the same situation, and it's even harder for me now because now I've got 2 kids living here.
Yeah, just trying to
So
find some
it's kinda
quiet
like-
space.
Trying to find a quiet time, and now my sleep pattern. So the only time I could ideally do it is at night time when most people have gone to bed. But I'm usually up when the kids go to school now, so I'm usually conked out by about 11 o'clock latest. So yeah.
Okay. I'm sure everyone's screaming out that I keep pausing Lindsay, so let's better keep going.
Let's go. Yeah.
up to it now, even though someone is in the house. But so the video must have gone up yesterday, and then someone amazingly connected it with another video he'd seen recently. And this is the video, you guys. You have to watch this video.
Yep. Good technical video editing now.
Facebook here. We'll extend the whole thing. Hang on, we'll start again. Go back. Right, Ashley. I put a lot of good stuff on my Facebook, eh? About creation. If you want to get on there, you see that.
Yeah, that doesn't help anybody. Lindsay Harris.
That's
That's it.
stuff I post. When it comes to me, I need to put it out there. And getting it on video is a bit tricky, so it's easy to put it on Facebook. But anyway, you need to watch this video, YouTube video. It's called The Human Heart, Anatomy and Function of the Human Heart. You can see there.
Not really.
Not really.
Now, basically, it boils down to the fact that the heart is the vortex of creation. It's the same system.
Oh, really?
Mind-blowing.
Oh no! I thought the black hole was the vortex of creation.
Well, it was last week. It was last week. Now it's something
explain
else.
this.
So now
Well,
I'm going
maybe-
to say,
maybe-
is the heart going to be a black hole now?
Yes, it's on here, okay.
Maybe it's both. Yeah.
Because you know all the planets are black holes, by the way.
That
That was his last week one.
And I talk about the vortex of creation.
Oh, the planets are
Yeah.
black holes. The heart is the black hole, and
You
the
see, this is
sun is
Yeah,
the
that-
black hole. They're all black holes.
And the moon, half the moon. So the
Oh,
dark
half
side
the moon's
of
a black hole too. Jesus.
yeah, the dark side of the moon is a black hole.
Oh, okay.
That's what. Just say no.
this is Earth looking down on it. But anyway, I won't go back into that stuff. Just go check the video out. So here's the vortex. If you look down on it, the center Arctic. You look down inside it. This is the S. It's the 3D S shape. That's the side view there. This is the spiral. This is the snake. This is the cycle our stars take over 24 hours around the Earth. Because the vortex in the center of the Earth is turning, and it reflects out all the images. In the northern hemisphere, it's straight up into the northern sky. That's the night sky. That's the pattern you'll see. It's circular. 'Cause looking down in there, it's circular. These stars don't drift off to the west. But
No,
this
just get to the end
rotation
and go back again.
is reflected
apparently.
out into this concave moisture atmosphere we have in the southern hemisphere. So it actually gives a pattern like this all the way around the circumference, the southern field of the Earth. Right? Overall, you get a cardioid. It comes back in. It's a cardioid shape around the south here. Because this image here,
Sorry,
in
Kat.
the centre, creates this cardioid that it just sort of
The heart
So it
doesn't look
comes in
anything
and
like
goes
that, you know.
around like this and back in again, and then back
No.
out. This is what the stars do over a night, over a day, sorry. But obviously you only see half of them because the other half's lost in the light of the sun during the day. There's stars everywhere.
But he just showed on the right-hand side that that's what the stars look like from above. And then he's just drawn it a completely different shape on the other diagram that's under his hand. So there you go.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't even appear as a swirl like that anyway. So
No, I know, but it's like I still
And
have.
how does he and how does he know what it looks like from above when apparently we can't go there?
No. No one's actually been here. It's just all knowledge that he now possesses that everyone has known, but he's the only one who knows about it. Something or other.
I mean, if they appear as a swirl from above, they must appear as a swirl from below, right? As well, surely.
You'd think so. Or
Not in Lindsay's
Yeah.
world.
Not in Lindsay's world, no.
So if you look at
From below somehow.
if you look at his S here and you looked at it from let's give him some grace and say, okay, you're in the northern hemisphere and you can see this from the side. You don't get that going to the left, going back to the right, going to the left, which is what it would do if you're looking at it from the side. But somehow that thing gets transferred and looks back down again. Yeah.
Yeah, and like he says that the whole Milky Way exists in the black hole, or in that central vortex there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it
this
gets
sort of
reflected
thing.
out. I mean, that's a Pete Shea thing that it reflects out. I mean, they think that those two words reflects out are magic. It's like you say those two words, and that explains everything about how the stars move and appear to us.
Yeah. You're right enough. That is a sort of Pete Shea thing, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That's Pete Shea's shtick.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the sun moves across them. This is where I've got to try
Be
and
right back.
explain how the sun moves quickly
You're
with
right.
stars. I mean, it's not a very good depiction of how it works, but it's the basics. Because each day the sun shoots ahead 4 minutes a day. So you get the 4 minutes extra here, you're going to get these stars filling in the void, coming forward, the nighttime stars. So let's try and explain why the stars turn up early and why people think the stars are quicker, but they're not. If you think about it, the stars are doing this cycle here. It's down in the vortex, spiraling up like this, and then they go back down, spiral up, back down. When the sun is at the centre, right on the centre here, just doing a circle. If you look at these green lines are like the ecliptic plane that sits on top of the black hole horizon. All the planets move around those, but the sun's on the inside track. But down inside the vortex, the stars are doing this here, right?
No.
So
Doesn't make any sense.
imagine this is the northern hemisphere, because that's what you see in the northern hemisphere, from the equator to the, right around the equator region, right out to the equator, the northern hemisphere. Then the southern hemisphere is down here, right? So the southern hemisphere is out here. So as this turns, this turning image sends an image out here. There's always an image out here because it's reflected out. But as it's turning, you can imagine the star is turning all the way around like this, all the way around the south and back in. So it's only the southern hemisphere that has the star wandering west, out of your star trail rotation you get on your horizon. Every man has that arc of horizon with the star trail. If you had a camera and started filming it, centered on Sigma Octantis, if you're out in the south, everybody has that rotation. But then you can time lapse it in Star Tracker, and those stars that seem to be going like this, they actually drift. That will always stay there in your arc of horizon. With another camera, you can see them drifting off, and they drift all the way around the Earth to the
How
west.
do you do this? You have one camera
But
that's
they do
your
not
arc
do that
of
in the
horizon,
centre north.
and then a second camera that somehow can see this drift. I don't get that.
Because the centre north is locked. It's not drifting anywhere. It's centred. The southern field is what drifts around. That's the 100% proof that you do not live on a globe. No scientist or physicist or astrophotographer has come back to prove you wrong. They can't.
Because it doesn't do what you say it does. That's right.
So there's the lily.
Probably because they can't be bothered.
Lily.
It's like, how do you disprove something that doesn't happen? I don't know. Anyway.
I put this in a video a couple of years ago, way back, right at the beginning. I've come back in a full circle. Okay. Lilith is the shape of the lily. Side view of central vortex. Magnetic levitation up and down, basically, in the vortex. Now, when you go back and see that video I've just mentioned, it describes all this as the human heart, the two systems. So it's the up and down action. Let's do this vortex.
What?
And I did a video, and he talks about how you've got one cycle coming down like this, but you've got another one in the opposite, but they're still moving in the same direction. I've shown this in vortex water. When you vortex water, you'll see the bubbles spiraling down on the front face, but on the back face, they look like they're operating in a counter system.
No.
But it's still all going up and coming up and down like this, but it's all going in one direction, isn't it? That's what he talks about. But that was mind blowing when you just check it out. It's just mind blowing. And then once you've done that, consider this. Look up the word Lilith. Okay, this is mind blowing. Lilith meaning belonging to the night. So straight away you've got the stars of the night. Comes from Akkadian word Lilitu, the feminine form of a word meaning demon or spirit. So it's feminine because it's basically stars in the moon, all electrons. It's the feminine. And then they referred to demons or spirit because that's the whole story of spiritual enlightenment. They made it sound as though it's scary and evil, but it's not. It's enlightenment. It's the divine spiritual event related to the celestial bodies. In Mesopotamian mythology, oh crikey, I've just taken a photo and it's only got half the details here. Hang on, I'll have to punch it in. Etymology of Lilith. Okay, etymology of Lilith. In Mesopotamian mythology, Lilith was the first wife of Adam, who was ultimately banished from the Garden of Eden for her disobedience. Now you've got to understand Lilith is the first state. It's the vortex. But the vortex is part of the central hyperboloid of the expressed toroidal field. So the hyperboloid or vortex center comes first, then it's exploded out in a toroidal field that creates our realm. We're a flat plane inside that toroidal field. Well, I've always stated way back that the atom stands for atom, and the toroidal field
No, it doesn't.
is basically the shape of the atom. If you throw the hyperboloid,
How do you these people who sort
it's
of
the
this
two
word
systems.
sounds similar, sort of, so
Ribcage,
therefore
that's
it's the
why
same.
Eve is in that story.
He's
Of
making it up as he goes along.
Atom. And the rib, or the central part, is in that video. You can check that video out, which I forgot to put on this post. Is the three? He called it three. So I forget what he called it now, which is the system, the central system. And this bone in here, I've done a video on that as well. That's what I'm calling the solar plexus. It's related to the sun. Check that video out a few weeks back.
Everything just.
So we've got Lilith as the first state, and then she was banished. So then it becomes the metaphysical, like in that video, that guy's video when he's describing the heart. You don't see that anymore. All the geometry is taken away. So it then becomes metaphysical. So this is why they're saying she was banished from the Garden of Eden. She was banished. So you
Remind me to never go to a heart surgeon that thinks that the heart is metaphysical. It might be.
Well, if I did, I'm screwed then because mine's not working very well at the moment.
Oh, maybe the geometry's wrong then.
Maybe I ought to tell my cardiologist and say, "Did you know the heart is metaphysical?" I wonder what he'd say.
Exactly.
I think you just completely ignore me. No, my cardiologist.
You see all this stuff. I understand it basically, but I'm trying to explain it. So there you go. That just blew me away. Lilith, first state, which is basically.
Do you think I could make up a
There you go.
video
Take
about
that
some
shape
rubbish
into
and send it to
consideration.
him and
What's
see
the
if he'll
first
put it
state?
on?
Alpha. Take the lowercase letter of the first letter of the Greek alphabet. Well, it looks a bit like that, doesn't it? The snake head up here. That's the first state. There's Lilith. Then it's creating.
So just he's gone from Lilith as being the same as Lily. Oh, sorry.
What's the snake head got to do with the Greek alphabet? I don't get the connection.
It's the snakehead. Oh, he went through all sorts of snakehead stuff. How I got to, but it goes back also to the, the medical symbol. I can't think of the name of it, with the snake through the
the snake and the staff. Yeah,
staff
for
and
medical.
stuff, and then well, I don't know how. I can't remember how the alphabet got to that.
Oh, doesn't matter.
That was weird.
Yeah.
It's here, hidden in here, outside our realm, the northern hemisphere, right to the Arctic centre. We can't get in here. It's created our toroidal field. You can go all the way around.
But it's our toroidal field. We should be able to get there.
Doesn't affect us. We're up here. Okay. Magi equals magic, the divine intervention. Magi. So,
I mean,
hope I got that out clear-
he takes his
clear as
ideas from all kinds of different places, doesn't he? Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Christian mythology, even
Maori.
from Hindu texts as well. From time to time, he takes it from that as well. It's kind of a mishmash of everything.
He looks like he tries to fit everything into his model except regular science. So,
Yeah.
that's how I sort of take it. Yeah.
I think that's flipping awesome, my flam. So, spread the good news, guys. Thumbs up or push a like, subscribe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the only I reckon the majority of people that subscribe to him are just subscribe
Like us.
to watch his videos out of comedy value more than anything else. Just to
Because, yeah, it is interesting. He does get some people, though, that seem to think he's onto something.
yeah, maybe a few. I don't think he. I mean, I bet if you sat one down, and said,
Onto
yeah,
something or on something?
yeah, on something rather than onto something.
Onto
But I
something,
bet
yeah.
if you were those fans that say that he thinks he's onto something, I bet if you sat them down and say, right, explain what he's just said, I bet you any money they couldn't.
Yeah. Well, at least not any more sensibly than he does. All right. Yeah.
Oh, Farmer's Boy's here, or Tank Man, I should say.
A tank man here. Are you hanging around, tank man?
Hello, Tank Man.
Hello, tank man.
I wasn't supposed to be here this morning.
No, I didn't think you were.
Well, where are you
Glad
supposed
you
to
are,
be?
but
At work.
very glad you are.
I'm supposed to be at a Lidl store in Marlow, and I have very briefly been to a Lidl store in Marlow this morning. It's now happening next week.
I thought all this little stuff was all over now. I thought that would come to an end.
Well, it's all over bar the shouting. We had a few stores where the control systems hadn't been installed because they didn't have the chips to make the devices and the boxes and blah blah blah. We're now going back. There were 6 of them. This would have been store number 4 today, where the control specialist turned up, install everything, make sure it's all working. I have to witness it. Unbeknownst to me and the little project manager who also turned up this morning, that's now been changed to next week. So I drove down to Marlow, had a look around the store, which I haven't been to in about 6 months, and thought, oh yeah, this is all very nice, and then came home again. So here we are.
How long did it take you to drive there and back again?
No, well, I think it took me about an hour to get there and about 50 minutes to get back, because obviously the traffic has eased off. You know, I went down, caught the tail end of the rush hour, I suppose. It's only 50 something miles away. It's a tag it down to the M40, get off at High Wycombe and go across country for a bit. I mean, it's you know, it's not like I was going to bloody Wales or anything, but it's like, oh, thanks for letting us all know then, you know. Never mind.
So who we got now? Oh, Flatsoid. Oh God.
Oh, what?
God.
I'm going back to Marlow. Sorry.
If you're talking, Timbo, I can't hear you.
No, you can't hear me. I need something to tell me
Now I
whether
can
I'm
hear
talking. Yeah, I need something to indicate whether I'm talking. Usually I just rely
Unmuting
on...
yourself works quite well.
Yeah, but usually people telling me they can't hear me is a good sign, but it's maybe a big...
I kind of guessed because it went quiet, and
Yes.
I thought, well, no, I think he's talking.
I had to cough and I unmuted my mic, but I didn't forget to fix it afterwards. Anyway, get back to where we were. Now, I don't know if this is any good or not. I just sort of got... Someone said that this is Flatsoid doing celestial navigation.
Oh,
So,
God.
so I've it's 4 hours 44, so I wasn't going to do that. I have skipped a whole lot of the rubbish stuff at the beginning, which is, them misunderstanding explanation on how you actually do slash navigation, and then I'm not sure who it is who's talking to him, but you'll recognise the voice pretty much, probably quicker than I will. And then he's going to show how you do celestial navigation. So I thought you might find that interesting. I've only listened to a little bit of this, so
your arc length distances I showed previously. Okay? So, now when you take a map, it's a coordinate system. We got 50 degrees on a map. You're drawing a 3,000 nautical mile circle
Got put on first
around
speed.
that 50 degrees on a coordinate system. Now, when you get to your
do
next
that.
fix, you do the same thing until you get your fix. Simple as that. There's your demonstration.
Okay, do it. Draw a 3,000 nautical mile circle on a map. Do it.
Okay. Don't know why you have to do that, but simple.
Because you want to
You
find
get
where
rid of
you
the
are.
little window at the bottom.
Would you please give
yeah. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, you go.
Here we go. Good?
Better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you really want to see Flatsuit?
Yeah, where you are.
Would you please give me a map I can
Hearing
draw on?
him's
Doesn't
bad
matter
enough.
what map it is.
I will give you the globe, right?
No, a
You draw
map.
on
I want a
and I'll say what is
two-dimensional
the
map.
globe.
I want a two-dimensional map, please, not a globe.
Then whatever map you think works on flat Earth, I don't care what it is. Whatever
Any-
map you think works,
any one
draw
of
a
them.
circle on that map.
Any one of them works.
Okay.
any
Whatever,
map.
Mercator, fine. AE. You do AE. It's fine.
Okay, let's do AE then.
Oh, hang on a sec. No video.
It's Ruhif,
or-
isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it
it's,
is.
yeah, it's Ruhif.
Hang on a sec, guys. I just need to transfer. They're not getting that on out in the peanuts. That's okay. I don't think you've missed anything. Visually.
get an example? Hang on,
There you
go. We're going to get him to draw a circle.
I first have to look for a high definition. Identity, I'm talking to Ruev that doesn't
Okay,
understand
yeah.
that a 90-degree angle means flat. I was
What?
going to say, but hopefully it's going to be able to give it.
Come again?
90
How
degree
does a
angle
90
means
degree
flat.
angle equal flat?
The fact that you're searching for one for a map means that you have never done this, correct?
Not on this computer, correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So you're saying you have drawn circles of equal before?
Yes, because circles are two-dimensional shapes on a two-dimensional.
He has done it because he's drawn
Okay,
a circle
It's a
before.
bit difficult now because it's not high resolution. So how am I going to draw 3,000 nautical miles?
Oh no,
This
it's
day?
missing a hand.
Yeah.
Find the GP, wherever it is.
And
I can't
any
see
touch
anything,
and
it's
any
not high
touch with
resolution.
reality, but that's a different thing.
That's why I'm asking. Do you
Yeah,
have anything I can do it?
Probably
Is it me or is
high
the sound really
resolution,
bad? I
maybe,
can
probably.
barely
Yeah.
hear what
You know what? I got to.
Ruhif
Sorry,
or
Ruhif,
Flat sort
Ruhif
of
is
thing.
pretty poor. Yeah, I've got it turned up all the way, unfortunately. I think, but yeah, it's just
Yeah,
poor
not much you
sound.
can do with it.
I can't do much with it. Sorry.
Plan. Ruth, have you got a map by you?
That-
Can you share your screen?
Yeah,
Can you share your screen for me?
yeah, 1 second. I'll find this map first.
Cool. And if you can take a Gleason's map and draw on the coordinate system a 3,000 and whatever.
I'm not
So
drawing
mark
your
it.
circle.
No. No, you can do it.
I'll give you the map.
I'm literally going to talk you through it on what to do. How's that?
Okay.
Right,
Alright.
but can you stick
Well,
the
free
Discord
me.
link in?
Sorry?
In chat.
Sorry?
Stick the Discord link in. Can you stick the Discord link in chat? Chat.
Okay, invite server.
Hang on
I
a
think,
second.
who's it who's asking? You seem that watch me.
There we
Oh
go.
yeah, Simon. This is, I think, some
Okay.
bull.
There we go. The link is in. But have you guys noticed how Ruef has literally tried to pass the fact that the distance was shown based on a 90 degree, which is horizontal? Which
You
makes
don't
the
need my
whole-
green flat, sorry.
You
don't
do need.
my green.
How do you have a 90 without have an elevation angle without a 90?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get you to draw a circle flat. So we can talk about angles all we like, but at the end of the day, you will not show it
Okay,
working on a
great.
flat.
Go to 50 degrees, please.
Hang on, take a look. Am I sharing the right? Am I sharing PowerPoint? Is that right?
I can see
Let's see what that one's
it looks
doing.
like an AE
Hang on,
projection.
it's the wrong window. One sec.
Okay.
Wrong window. Share the PowerPoint. We'd have to share screen. Does that work?
Yeah, I can see you. I can see your
Okay.
screen.
Sometimes when I share PowerPoint, it doesn't work.
Okay.
All right. So where am I going? What's the GP?
Go to 50. What does
50
it?
latitude.
Yeah, 50 degrees and 27.4 minutes. So the ground position is
50
50.
degrees.
No, the ground is in 56.
What's the GP? Where am I starting my circle?
They
56 degrees.
they came up with this before, and basically he just said, "Oh, it's been stolen," so therefore he's using the same method to come up with the GP. So
56 degrees.
Yeah, and let's go
Yep.
37 west.
37 west. Are these 10 or what are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're 10 degrees east. 10 degrees each. So you're 37 west, 1, 2, 3 there, and 56 north.
What did we say? 37 west and 56 north.
Alright, so GP is like there-ish, if you can see my cursor.
Sort of, yeah. Okay, now draw a circle equal altitude 3,027.4 nautical miles.
Okay, that's the question. Alright, how do I know the coordinates of a point from this center point that's 3,000 nautical miles away? Right, if I have the latitude and longitude of this point, the GP, what are the coordinates of a point to the east?
You literally take the point I just gave you, the coordinate system. That is your point
Yep.
of start. Then you make a
Right.
circle around that point of equal altitude. Do you get it? 3,027.
I understand. I have to make that a circle, 3,000 nautical
click,
miles.
So
right?
click where the GP is, where that
Yep, so
pinpoint
I'll make
was,
that-
and then draw a
make that red.
circle of 3,027 nautical miles, please.
Right, okay, so that's the question, Flatsoy. This is the problem that you have.
Mhm.
Let me just change this to a different, I'll make that red.
How many circles we have?
So far, we're on the
We've
first
got one
one.
at the moment.
We're on the one.
Let's zoom in on that, actually. Alright, so there's, oh shit, let's move it. There we go.
Sorry, how did you get it to that point, though?
Isn't that 56 north, 37 west?
I have this automated. If it helps, I can drop the link. And you can place
yeah,
circles
that'd be
with
cool.
on the A map.
Yeah, if you can do that for whoever
Like
we're
actual
going.
circles. Yeah, Bacon can do this. He's got better skills, but you know where I'm going, Bacon, right?
Don't worry, Taylor. Yeah, I got a problem.
But on it, like you Flatsoy, right? If I draw a circle here, let's draw a circle. Oh shit.
You can stream the link I sent you. You're gonna do it much faster there, I think.
Where to send it?
On live stream comments,
Flatsoy,
I
yeah,
checked it.
sorry. Yeah.
typical Flatside was saying, "Oh, you got a problem. He's doing the work for you. It's your work."
Yeah.
Alright. Boom. Now, they're actual circles. Oh, very cool. Alright. Let's share that window then. Change windows to that one.
Come on.
So you can see that now.
Ah, that's better.
Very cool.
Bacon, that's
Alright.
awesome.
So, what's the GP again? Let me know the GP.
The first one, I think it was, straight away, is 56 degrees, 39.7 north,
7 north. Yep.
and then 7 seconds. Then it was, 7 degrees,
Okay.
7.
north 7 degrees, 37.5 west.
37.5 degrees west.
No, 7 degrees, 37.5
7
west.
degrees.
Yeah.
0.5 west, is that right?
37,
And what was the angle?
37.5. The angle is 50 degrees and 27
Yep.
minutes, 0.4 seconds, yeah.
What do
That's
you
the
think?
zenith or the.
I guess
You need to
cost-
separate them with a comma. Like
Yeah.
you need
Looks
to
like
put a
it comes
comma.
after N.
Yes.
And 5 W. Yep.
9.7.
Yeah. That 50 is the zenith or is it the altitude?
It's 50.27. So let's just say it's 50.27.
Yeah,
Don't
there's
have to
the
worry about
co-altitude or the
Co-altitude.
elevation.
co-altitude.
Co-altitude.
50
so
degrees.
What do I put in? Okay.
That's it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
expecting the radius. Yeah, so it's the
Okay,
altitude.
cool.
That's right.
50, 27.4.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Now we.
So there's one circle.
Yeah, okay, the next one is 16 degrees.
This is the GP for the next star.
Yeah. 16.22, 1622.8. 16 degrees, 22.8 south.
22.8 south.
Yeah,
55, 53.5
west. Co-altitude is 65.
57.6.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the distance
Wish
is
they were doing this on the
2,957
southern hemisphere, but anyway.
miles.
Yeah, cool. On 3.
Next one.
I'll wait until it comes up on the
Yeah,
screen.
I'm looking for it.
YouTube.
Oh, there we go. 8 degrees. 8 degrees, 58, 55.8 north.
Yep. 80, 27.9 west.
Yeah.
34, 29.3. Boom.
2069.
All right, how do we zoom in, Bacon?
Can't get my mouse to work
You
now.
don't, but you have the coordinates right there in the other box.
Oh, okay. All right. So where is that? Is that like the center of the intersection? You draw a circle in the middle? Yeah, okay.
I don't remember. I think so.
Okay.
I think it minimizes the square root of differences between the radiuses.
Did you create this program, Bacon?
Yeah.
That's quite cool.
Thank you. If you want to one works, there's a globe one too.
I like that.
So
The only one that
Gary,
works.
apparently. So where did he take it from? He took it from like Michigan, Milwaukee, somewhere. So flatzoid, let's just measure a distance, shall we?
Let's go to where he pinpointed his position.
That's
We can check.
Toon's challenge.
There we go. 42. He ended up at 42 degrees 30 north and 87.30 west.
There you
He ended up at 42 degrees,
go.
30 north and 87 degrees 30 west.
Yeah. Which is Wisconsin, right? Kenosha, Wisconsin, somewhere.
No idea. I think it's next to
Okay,
Lake
what
Wisconsin
were-
about.
what were the
Look on the
coordinates
screen quickly. 42 degrees
Yep.
30
Yep.
north, 87 degrees
Yep.
30 west.
What was the west? 87 something? 30, yeah.
87.30, yeah.
Alright.
Is it a $100 challenge?
No, this was a product that did
Yeah.
it himself, this measurement.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was actually at either Kenosha or what's the fucking city called? Milwaukee, sorry, Milwaukee. He was either Milwaukee or Kenosha. So flatzoid, doing it on an AE map,
Yeah.
right? The circles don't intersect.
Where don't they
Right?
intersect?
They don't intersect at a single point.
Okay, go show us.
Showing on screen now.
No,
The distance from
I'm
the
showing-
fix,
we
your fix,
Not showing
to the actual fix is 544 kilometers away.
Wow, and that how makes it that you're wrong?
it.
If your fix is 544 kilometers away, do you think that's a good fix?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Remember, you're using an AE map, which
Not
has
bad.
distortions on it, and we both agree it has distortions.
Yes, it has distortion.
Right.
Because
Yeah, not bad. You know, out in the middle of the sea, I'm only 500 kilometres away from where I want to be.
it comes from a globe without distortions. As soon as you transform something spherical into something flat, it will distort.
Can you try do this
And
now?
there's distortions.
Can you try do this now on a Mercator map as well?
Bacon, do you have a Mercator on this?
I don't.
No, okay.
If you
no.
give me half an hour, am I?
This is pretty cool though. I like it.
But do
If
you
you
get
could zoom
but
into
you
that fix,
but
that'd
you
be cool as
get
well.
you get what you just did though.
What?
Did you get what you just did though?
What did I just do?
He measured angles, correct? From
Right.
a flat horizontal baseline, and
No,
then
we disagree.
wait,
the
listen.
horizontal baseline is an imaginary line, but continue.
And then he did math from a 90 degrees minus the angle measured, which gave a co-altitude angle, times the
That's the definition
60
of altitude, yes.
times the 60 to give your distance, which gives you your
Right, which doesn't make
circumference for
sense
the
on a
circle.
photo. That's a globe.
It did, and then you drew it out based on a coordinate system, correct?
Right, yes. And we were wrong by 544 kilometers.
You just did celestial navigation on a flat Earth that you said was impossible to do. You do get that, right?
Yeah, but it was wrong.
Wrong.
It's like 500 kilometres. Did you not hear what you just said?
How'd you get it?
Dumbass.
This is using those tune ones. As I said, I wish they were doing it down in Southern Hemisphere. We'd be a little bit more different than 500.
Yeah, you could do celestial navigation on a flat Earth, but it'd be horribly wrong.
Wrong.
That's what you just told you.
That's the... Yes, I don't know if it gets...
It
much
literally,
better.
right before you said that, you said, yeah, we're out by 500 and something kilometres. And then he
Oh,
says,
yeah, that's not
you've
bad.
just done celestial navigation on a flat Earth. Yeah, you know.
Because it's wrong. Yes.
Dumbass.
And the funny thing is that I haven't played all the stuff at the beginning, but basically it's adopting all the same Earth parameters to get those GP points. So
Yeah.
yeah, as they have done in the past. I don't bother keep playing. I think it's more of the same. He gets into it other.
Yeah.
Let's have something a little bit different.
If you, on your phone, ask Google if Earth is stationary,
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
according to space.com,
Nathan
Earth is
Thompson, the
considered-
wannabe, by the looks of things.
Yeah,
stationary.
You know, yeah.
yeah.
That sounds made up.
No shirt, wearing sunglasses
Sunglasses,
when the
yeah.
sun's not out. Yeah.
Well, isn't that something?
It certainly is.
Well, that could only mean one thing.
I have a feeling this is foreshadowing.
I've been big on this whole flat Earth theory.
Look, Stan, we're really getting concerned about this cult you're getting into. Cult? I've read all this stuff and it's based on fact.
What about the Earth being a globe? Okay, it's been a globe. And then when
Now it's time to be
CERN
flat.
opened up the Hadron Collider,
Ooh.
What is that like?
Oh, hello, he's going
The
there. is he?
Hydron Collider.
Is it hard? Is it hard on?
it split us into a different universe, right? Whenever it put us in a different universe, that put us on the flat Earth.
Like a lot of people, I love to smoke. But my friends and family always make me go outside to
Oh,
do
yeah.
it. So that's why
Got
I now
about it.
use e-meth. It's crystal meth, but electronic. So it produces vapor instead of smoke. And that means I can ride the ice pony anywhere I want.
Blue.
So now we're on a flat Earth. We're not used to being on the flat Earth. So we think that we're still on a globe.
Without my meth pipe, I don't know what to do with my hands. But now I do know what to do with them. Smoke meth. It's good.
And all these people, the reason why we can't come to a conclusion is because
She won't listen to
everybody still
evidence.
thinks we're on a globe. Get what I'm saying here?
Now I don't even need to
No.
leave the bar to get the sweet shabu shabu. Mama can smoke that chunky white crunch anywhere. At the office, at the grocery store, in a bathtub in the middle of the road. Or face down in a big old tire.
Everything was on a globe. And that whole Mandela effect, and that's why we're having the Mandela effect, is because of the whole stuff that happened with CERN and the Hadron Collider.
E-meth is healthier because it doesn't contain
A Hadron Collider.
but
Hadron.
it still has that great meth taste.
The whole reason of this whole flat Earth thing is because of the Hadron Collider.
I can now even smoke
Really?
inside your favorite restaurant.
Apparently.
Excuse me, sir. You can't smoke meth in here.
It's okay. It's electronic.
When did it come out? When did people really start pushing this whole flat Earth theory?
A long time ago, Robotham, Gleason.
Yeah.
It was really kind of around that time, if you think about it.
1800s.
E-meth. You know it's good because it's blue, bitch.
Blue.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, yes.
The Hadron Collider.
The Hydron, yes.
I know, that's classic, isn't it?
Yes.
I wonder if
Smack
anybody's
some
actually
Hadrons
corrected him yet.
Yes, Hadron Collider. That'd be fun. What else have I got? I don't know what that is, we might play that later. Yes, you can see the Flatsoid one. Complete, different reality. Let's not have things actually, be real. Doesn't matter. Oh, your name is that word. Mallory's Asylum. So I've got Mallory's Asylum on our thing. Don't know if that's Mallory or not. Is that you, Mallory? School logic.
You have to tell a joke, and if it's not funny, it's her.
Okay, can you tell a joke, Mallory Asylum?
Oh, did I say that out loud? Oh.
You did, apparently.
Yeah.
Right, Sally, I've got to
Everybody's raving
go.
about Mallory, and it's like it's not funny.
Sadly, I've got to go. I've just got a phone call from the from the school. My son's just spewed up in the math class. Well, I don't blame him, to be fair. But
No, I used to fight that all the time at school. A number of times I wanted to throw up.
I
That's a pretty extreme way of getting out of math.
It's a bit, isn't it? Yeah. I've got to go. I'll see you later, guys.
See you, mate.
See you
All
later.
right, then, mate. See you later.
But I love math. I used to love math class. was such a dodge.
What the internal angles of a triangle with sides 1, 1, and 1? Oh, shit, sorry.
I keep trying to give. Apparently, I don't have rights to give Mallory a spanner, so. Oh. I'll sort it out later. Sort it out. Doesn't matter.
No,
I don't think anyone's going to kick you. If they do, just come back and I'll fix it up. Okay. Oh dear. So yes, that's why it is exactly what you expect, I suppose.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
He is a bit. Doesn't realise it. I'd love to get someone to do some sunobs from star obs from somewhere like Johannesburg or somewhere and give them to him and see if he can work out where he is. Because there's a big difference if he goes down there. It's not just 500 kilometres out. We're talking 5,000 kilometres out.
Yeah, I can't see how you'd go. 500 kilometres. That's not much. Really?
No.
What?
That's right. Exactly.
Ish.
It's a bit scared. This CERN thing, I didn't realise that a lot of the people think CERN has put it into another reality. But I think, I don't know if I heard that, not that he believed it, on Toon today. He had the guy doing Mandela Effect. And he says apparently there's quite a lot of Mandela Effect people think CERN was the cause. I think it's got a lot more to do with bad memories myself.
Yes, well, it is. Yeah, you get things in your head, and you're sure you're remembering it right, and then when somebody points out, well, actually, you've got it slightly wrong. No. Yeah, I'm remembering it right. Are you sure?
Well, that was the first time I heard Mandela Effect, and someone said, "Oh yeah, because Mandela died, and then he was alive." I said, "No, that was the whole point. He was in jail, and they finally got him out." The party and everything. It was that. Apparently, a lot of people mistook that whole party thing for him dying in jail. He went on to be president. So I couldn't.
Well, that's what happens when you don't pay attention. That's generally probably why you're misremembering things, because you weren't paying bloody attention in the first place.
Oh, and the other thing that I see a lot is people are so used to seeing the wrong information rather than the original information. Like the Rodin's Thinker, this one he pulled up, was that I know that Rodin's Thinker has his on the chin, but so many others have been drawn wrong and people think it's wrong and don't actually see the original. That the original has sort of become a minority image as opposed to the wrong images. And that's the same with pretty much most of that stuff. People just see the wrong thing all the time.
I think the one I remember the most is everybody sort of going, hang on a minute, since when was one of C-3PO's lower legs silver?
It was always silver. I remember it.
Correct. Everybody thinks, most people seem to remember him as being, that gold colour all over. But the sort of, one of his lower legs, and I can't remember whether it's left or the right, from the knee down, was silver, and quite clearly from a different droid altogether. And you go through any of the films, you go to any of the old Star Wars films, and you will see that he wasn't completely gold.
No, that's right.
So they called him Goldenrod, but he wasn't.
Yeah. Well, that was the whole point. That he's, I remember that when I first saw it was he was meant to look like this, bits and pieces, had a hard life type thing, and so that was one of the things in when Luke is reviewing the robots, and he's sort of saying, "Oh, they look a bit beaten up,"
Yeah.
Exactly.
And of course, the problem is as well, it wasn't a bright silver, because if you call up photos of C-3PO, particularly from the first film, you'll see that it's a different colour, but it's I guess most of the time it's reflecting either his other leg or the sand he's standing on. It's quite in the film it's not that obvious, but it's there. Everybody says, "Oh no, he never had a silver leg."
It's not like he's got pink and green,
And of course, the problem is as well, it wasn't a bright silver, because if you There's an echo. Hello, Alan.
Yeah,
Hello.
Alan.
You shouldn't
Hey,
be
Alan.
getting any echo off me.
I was. I could hear myself, and you were lighting up.
Oh, you've been
Well,
lit
that's
up.
really weird because I'm wearing my headset with the headset mic. So the only way that was doing it, it was literally picking up the YouTube stream through the headphones.
Could have done.
Well, I wasn't getting an echo. It was just our friend Take Man. Farmers.
Shall I go back to? Shall I change my name back? It seems to be confusing everybody.
I'm very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I would. Otherwise, I'll keep calling him Take Man. Not that I know who you are, but you know what I mean.
No worries.
So, Alan, do you want me to play? Go back and we'll start from the beginning. You can listen to.
I'm quite happy. I'm quite
Lindsay
happy.
and Lindsay and
assuming that
how
I've missed Lindsay.
how the heart is a vortex system that spirals up and down, and we had to listen to Flatsoid and how doing celestial navigation and being 500 kilometres is not bad. Out.
I, for one, am very glad that I drove all the way to Marlow and back for nothing. If that meant missing Lindsay.
Yeah, you just got. I think you timed it. So I'm just going to have a little flick through Reddit, globe skepticisms, and see what we got this week. I think the usual wake up. I can't imagine that being worth looking at. Ads. Real World Local Sun. I think this will be.
Do you have a place where you can go and feel completely free?
Too loud. Can only take it so much.
A place where you can just be.
It's a picture of the sun. Okay. How does that prove the sun is local? Okay. Doesn't. Yes. I do hear this pilot's this is my take on these pilots. You listen to this one.
Or is it globe, mate? It's flat. This is flat. Thank you very much, mate. God bless.
You can hear the pilot basically saying, you idiot. You can tell.
Yes.
They get this question. It's do I spend 20 minutes trying to argue what the reality, or do I just say it's flat and go do my job?
Yeah, because I think it's become a bit of a thing in recent years. More and more of them are, asking pilots, and I think pilots have obviously realised it's easy just to go, yeah, of course it is, mate. Yeah.
Because it obviously doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference.
Obviously, real pilots know what the shape of the bloody Earth is. They ain't got time to, like you said, they ain't got time to stand and argue with some muppet who thinks the Earth is flat. Yeah, mate, it's flat. Yeah, whatever. Can I go now? Yeah. In fact, I wonder if they even have competitions amongst pilots. How many flat earthers have asked you this week?
Yes, I think it's a bit like that. No, still nothing there. 30 years a pilot, it's flat mirror. That'll be the same thing. Just the fact that the logo starts with a biblical verse tends to indicate that it's not going to have much sensibility. Nah.
Quite.
Some.
Is that the Antikythera mechanism in that?
No, it's a
Good old Banjo. He just put some bollocks out.
Yeah, I've muted him because I don't want to listen to him. I think it is a seal. I don't know if he shows it. These are all the same. I think it's Let's see if we can go.
Just in a thumbnail, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a thumbnail. I think it's I can't the thumbnail back now. I think was a seal with the cardinal or compass directions on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I should accidentally. This was. I did see this
Hello,
one.
my name is Bailey. This question.
And
question is for Chris.
Of course, they're saying they're
Most
upside
high
down.
school
Which they're
lecturers-
doesn't explain if they're upside down how that mic went sideways, but
No.
Well, it was the 1980s.
I'm going to mute it because I don't not that I have to, but just going to flick through. Nothing in it.
And all of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now. And all of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
Yeah. They're talking to them from Kennedy, aren't they? Or wherever they're getting the signal from.
And all of that happened in a...
Nah, nothing in there. Try and make something out of nothing. Nothing there. I'm not gonna watch. Can't watch Dave. Annoys me too much. Nothing there. Usual stuff. Retired pilot. Yep. Simple logic. I bet you it's not. Let's lay odds. So simple it doesn't even work. Mount Rainier.
Must be simple then.
Yeah, I tried to watch this one, but I just couldn't put up with the person's voice.
Oh, this must be Brokeback Mountain. Where is your cowboy hat, piece of shit?
Yeah, I get the gist. Gave up on that. Basically, the bit I saw where he was trying to say, "Oh, Toon says it's a surface, but this is not a surface. It's got mountains and yeah, mountains and valleys. Yes, we know. Mount Linefolk. Apple falls on his head. Yeah, I did watch a bit of this one, but it was like usual rubbish. I think it'd be nice if we actually. Oh, here we go. Let's go with Pythagoras and trump card. Here you go. So this guy's going to prove to us, without a doubt, that the Earth is flat.
Mile. All right, but then it says, look at our response to Shirley to see what happens after the first mile. So you click on this, and there's an interesting question posed here at the top. There are two 6-foot men. What would the distance be between them before one could not be seen because of the curvature of the Earth? And this is apparently, this person, Shirley, had a grandson who was stationed in Baghdad, Iraq, who was asking the question. And he goes to explain, you know, it's 8 inches per mile, blah, 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 but it's not, you know, 6 feet is 72 inches. So 8 times 9 would be 72. So you might be thinking, well, it's 9 miles. The dude would have to be 9 miles away for a 6-foot person
No, I wouldn't think that.
to be obscured at 8 inches per mile. Well, no, it's not a slant.
Taboo conspiracy, isn't it?
Well, that is. So he goes on. I like this bit.
And I'll create a little animation here for you to be able to visualize what I'm thinking here. And I'll let you think this through with me. Okay, let's just imagine a world as a beach ball. All right, the lines of the ball clearly point out what so many in the ball Earth camp are blatantly ignoring. A ball, by its very nature, demands that its surface immediately begins to curve downward and away from any point on it. So if we imagine...
Now, I don't know of a glober who doesn't think that, but anyway, or states otherwise, but okay.
Poser James here, I'm using a software called Poser. Let's call him PJ for short. If we imagine him standing on the beach ball, the problem becomes immediately apparent. Okay, he's standing on a ball. Immediately the ball is curving downward and away from his feet in all directions. That's what a ball does. And it doesn't matter how big the person is, nor does it matter how big the ball is. But let's go ahead and shrink PJ and enlarge the ball for the sake of example here. Now, notice the lines are still curving downward and away in all directions, even though he's getting smaller and the ball is getting bigger. This never changes with scale. Okay, now let's zoom into tiny PJ on the massive ball here.
I like this that he's just discovered this. But anyway, okay. No, so far, so good.
Here. and consider the curvature word problem that was brought up by this individual serving in Iraq. If PJ was 6 feet tall and he had a clone, who was also 6 feet tall, right, who walked 1 mile away from him, the ground his clone would be standing on would be 8 inches lower than the ground that he was standing on.
No, it would be exactly the same elevation. But okay.
Right? Again, the curvature math is 8 inches per mile squared. So the first mile, 1 times 1 is 1 times 8 is 8 inches. So the ground from point A to point B is going to be 8 inches below point A. Right? You with me so far? Now, if the clone had a clone who walked another mile away, that clone's ground would be 32 inches below PJ's ground. Why? Because it's 8 inches per mile squared. 2 miles, okay, 2 times 2 is 4 times 8 is 32. So the ground that clone number 2 is standing on is 32, almost 3 feet below
from horizontal,
the ground that PJ is standing on. And if we had yet another clone who was to walk 1 more mile, his ground would be 72 inches or 6 feet below PJ's. Thus, that I'm focused on with this example. Because if clone number 3's ground is 72 inches below the ground that PJ is standing on, it's going to be physically impossible for PJ to look straight ahead or to the left or the right or behind him and ever expect to see the horizon.
What?
It doesn't work.
It's so dumb, isn't it? I mean, are his eyes at ground level, are they?
He can only have... I don't know if you saw the little meme I did of a flipside on with his a level taped to his face. It's that argument that you can't look up and down because you look down. You can only look straight up.
At his eye level.
You have to look down at the horizon.
Yeah.
You might not actually notice that you're looking down, but you are, of course, looking down.
Yeah. So, if you
And-
make
and this whole
it's not that hard to know. And it's not that hard to notice. I mean, the ancients noticed it and they documented it in the almanacs, right?
Yeah. But the whole 8 inches per mile squared is a rule of thumb for drop from ground level.
From horizontal.
So straight away, yeah, his eyesight isn't down at ground level. He's 6 foot up. So that's thrown that off straight away. But it is literally drop from horizontal. It's got nothing to. It's not curvature.
No.
It's drop.
And he can get
And
a...
he's dropped a whole 72 inches. Oh,
and it's not line of sight either.
No.
No.
That's right.
But other than that, he's bang on.
Yeah. But you can get from his thing, if you're standing on a ball, it's physically impossible to see the horizon at eye level. Yes, we know. Which is why we say that you're wrong when you say the horizon rises to eye level. Because it can't. No concept. So I don't think, you get the gist that if he can't get that right, he's not going to get anything else right. No.
Well, I mean, he doesn't anyway. The guy's an idiot.
Yes, pretty much. Ah, dear. Well, I don't think we want to go through the rest of those. So, who have we got? Alan, how are you, Alan? I didn't really get to say hello.
Oh, I'm pretty good, thank you. It's sunny. It's not blowing a hoolie.
Right.
And it's not. It's not actually freezing cold outside.
Well, that's nice.
No.
So, yeah.
We're in that sort of in between bit. Well, where I am in Canberra anyway. Where it was a bit cold last week. It's not quite warm. It's sort of, it's starting to get cold.
Yeah, it is a bit weird, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be 35 here on Friday, Timbo, and that's unusual for March.
Exactly, yeah. It's sort of, we got down to a bit chilly, and now we're going back up again, and yeah, it's a bit up and down at the moment.
I mean, the weather app is telling me it's a whole 6 degrees today.
Right.
No, I've got 4.
I'm closer to the sea, aren't I? I'm in that. I'm in that little maritime strip along the coast.
It's going to warm up. I'm going to get a high of 7, but tomorrow it's going to be up to 12, 13 for the rest of the week. It's just, and there was a bit of a frost when I woke up this morning, but it soon thawed out.
I got -3, so you guys can stop whining, okay?
-3. -3. Whoa. That's a bit chilly, Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. It suggests 7 for my high today in the Met Office app.
Right. Dear.
With southwesterly southwesterly winds. 11 gusting 16.
Dear. So, Blue, do you want to recap?
I can't remember what units that's in.
I can't hear. Recap. We'll make Blue's worked out how to miss Lindsay, I think, and Flatsoid today.
Yeah.
He'll come in later, just in time for the Timbo's Twisted Torture Test of Terror.
Oh.
I can see you're excited by the prospect.
Yeah. Yeah. Just remembered I need to go clean the bathrooms. Is it another 11 questions? It's actually 911 questions.
No.
We got to teach you how to count.
It's page 1 is question 1. That's
And
good, isn't it?
and spell.
And spell. Yes, that would be handy. And pronunciate. Oh, I can pronunciate sometimes if I have enough time. Yeah. Oh, I've got to change my sharing so you can see in Discord. Just stop that one. And then share that one.
We had a lady on the ABC radio, Timbo, the other day talking about pronunciation.
Pronunciation? Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Was she telling everyone how to do it?
He literally said pronunciation.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you pronunciate things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be very pronounced. Where's switch it over so you can see. There it is. Okay, set it over. You guys can still see YouTube. To still see PowerPoint in Discord there.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I thought for my in-betweeners today, I picked up a couple of logic puzzles. So according to Google, they start off easy and they get harder. So let's start off with an easy one. So you're at the fork in the road, in which one direction leads to the city of lies, where everyone dies, and the other to the city of truth, where, funnily enough, everyone tells the truth. There's a person at the fork who lives in one of the cities, but you're not sure which one. What question would you ask the person to find out which road leads to the city of truth? Any answers?
No.
No.
I should be able to remember this one, but I can't.
Well, you could ask, where is it on Google Earth? That would be good. How to get you there? Okay, Carl Edward has an answer. If you are a liar, point me to the city of truth. Larry says okay. So is that okay to that question or just okay? And the answer, this is the easy one, by the way. The answer is, which direction do you live? So someone who lies would point to the city of truth. And someone from the city of truth would also point to that city. So therefore you know which one is the city of truth. There you go. Simple. Keep that in mind if you follow that one. Okay, let's do some trivia. Question 2, which is in 5 parts. How's that? Who was Sports Illustrated's first female sportsman of the year? And I don't
No
think
idea.
You won't get it because you don't like this.
I don't think I've ever seen a copy of Sports Illustrated. in actual, in real life.
Oop. Sporty McSport face, says Nerd Alert. Yep, unfortunately you won't get this, Farmers, because you don't like this sport.
Well, that narrows it down, doesn't it?
It involves
most of them.
So it's not rugby, and probably has nothing to do with motorbikes. Then.
Correct.
It's
probably bloody tennis.
It is.
That's not a bad guess from Carl Edwards, Billie Jean King. It's not.
Yeah,
that's
it
not
is-
a bad guess.
It is tennis, yes. So there you go. So Billie Jean King was the answer. Well done. Carl.
There you go. Tennis.
Tennis. Robin Williams won Best Supporting Actor for what film?
Supporting actor. Oh shit.
Supporting actor. Some might say this is a math question. Just to give a clue away.
Oh God! I'm not going to Google it. I'm not going to Google it.
With Matt Damon, right?
Yeah. Oh, Nerdler's got it. Nerdler's come up with an answer.
Yes, I can't. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. Yeah. Alright. That's correct. Okay. Okay, here you go. I would get this. What was the first Disney animated film based on the life of a real person? Well, based on, but not actually.
I'm guessing
story, but based
that
on.
would be. I'm guessing that would probably be Pocahontas.
Got a Pocahontas, and you just beat Carl. Or at least on the chat.
Not that I've ever seen it, of course, because I don't do Disney films.
Nah.
The animation's a bit crap.
And I don't think the talking tree was an actual reality. And the fact that they actually pretty much kidnapped her and took her over back to England, and yeah, they didn't cover that in the Disney film.
Can I just
Go on.
Could I just ask something, Larry DeMarch? If you're viewing the stream that far behind, set your replay speed to ×2.
Yeah.
Because that will
speed
help
up.
keep it as up to current as possible.
It's usually about 5. Oh, well, lately some of it's been about 5 to 10 seconds, but about up to about 20 seconds. So if you're more than 20 seconds behind, I do try and give a little bit of a time to answer. But yes, give you a chance to catch up now. Okay. Next question. What was the predecessor to the United Nations?
Oh, I know that one.
You know that one?
It was completely and utterly useless.
The
More useless than the UN.
The disbanded nations?
Not United Nations.
Yeah,
no, it's the League.
The ununited nations.
Yeah. Well, we've got an answer from Carl out there. I'm assuming that was your answer, Alan.
Yeah, and it was also Farmer's answer. I say it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, League of Nations.
League of Nations, which always reminds me of
as effective as the United Nations.
always reminds me of the League
No,
of Super
less
Friends.
effective even than the United Nations.
Yeah. So was it as useful as the League
I
of
mean,
Super,
at least
Super
the
Friends?
UN managed to hold the Soviet Union and America from going to war with each other. Didn't kind of what did it with the League of Nations?
What's the next question? A flamboyant is a group of what animal?
Oh, I tell you, those bloody vicars.
Vicars?
Yeah, there was in sort of the in Victorian times, in sort of the mid to the latter half of the 1800s. There were a lot of vicars and types getting well into sort of natural history, And they're the group of people that came up with these ridiculous names for groups of animals.
Like flamboyant.
You know, a murder of this and a thingy of that and a whatnot of that. And I mean,
A
a
murder of
flamboyance.
crow. A
Why
murder
on
of
earth would
crows.
you call any group of anything a flamboyance?
Yes, a murder of crows. Yes,
Yeah.
Carl says it already. He had it a little while back. It is flamingos. What else would it be? Flamboyance is flamingos.
Oh yeah, what else would it be?
Okay. The slightly
Flock. They're birds. They come in flocks. That's it.
Okay. The slightly harder logic puzzle. Okay. A girl meets a lion and a unicorn in a forest. The lion lies every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. And the other days he speaks the truth. The unicorn lies on the other 2 days, Thursday, Friday and Saturdays. Other days he speaks the truth. Yesterday I was lying, the lion told the girl. So was I, said the unicorn. So what day is it? Oh, we have silence. See if we get any answers out in the peanuts.
Oh, it's only because I'm busy ordering flowers from my mum.
Oh, okay. We have a Sunday.
Well, it's Mother's Day. Mother's Day on Sunday.
We have another Sunday. So we'll see Sunday, you see. So it must be Sunday because that's what we're getting. And the answer is Thursday. Thursday any day both tell the truth is Sunday. But today can't be Sunday because the lion also tells the truth on Saturday. Yesterday. So you have a day that can only be Thursday. So there you go. If you want to work that out. Trivial. What colour is a polar bear's skin?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Purple.
I know that.
Purple. Oh, we got one answer.
No, it's black.
We got a black.
Yeah.
We got a black. We got a grey. We got a black. And yes, the answer
black.
is black. But that's not unusual. Okay, what's the largest lizard in the world that's still alive? Because we're not going to count dinosaurs. It's not a blue tongue. Blue tongue.
Yes.
Komodo dragon.
I thought it was the Komodo.
Mm.
I thought that was the biggest.
They have toxic saliva. Komodos. Don't know if you know that. You don't want to be bitten by a
Yes,
Komodo.
that's the Komodo. That's the Komodo
Komodo
dragon.
dragons have
Yeah, not poisonous. It's full of all this horrible bacteria and stuff. It's a bit like a cat bite. You know, cats. You don't like to get bitten by cats because they're full of all this horrible bacteria. Same with Komodos. Komodo dragon. Okay. Here you go. The male of what species testicle explode on mating and then dies? A very sad male. It's basically. A mouse? No, definitely not a mouse. Some sort
I'm
of
glad
mouse.
it wasn't me.
No, it was not some sort of mouse. Why would you think it's a mouse? Mouse is named for the multiple, what do you call them? Episodes. Been quite prolific. Definitely not a mouse. No answers. No. Yes, there is, but that's not doesn't explode. It's the honeybee that dies upon mating. There you go. Don't be a honeybee. Luckily, there's not many male honeybees. Okay. Oh, I should be able to get this one. It's an easy one. I did try and pick up all the easy ones, but okay. Europe is set by Africa by which sea?
I hear apparently in GeoServer they thought it was a lake.
Jeremy thought it was just a big lake.
Oh, did he? The Mediterranean.
Jeremy thought it was a lake.
Lake Mediterranean. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a big lake.
It is. Yeah, someone must have broke the dam wall of the lake. Okay. Canberra is the capital of Australia. You got that? That was the question. I decided to change the question. So, what does it mean? Because I do think that most people would have worked out what the capital of Australia... Well, maybe 60% would have worked out what the capital of Australia was. Any idea what it means? I will give you a clue. It is Aboriginal. Big water. It would be big water except for the fact that it's landlocked and has only artificial lakes. So, no. Big water was not right. Blue sky. No. I will tell you that it's got a whole lot of politicians, so it's got one of those sort of names. So, I don't think Paul knows.
The place full of lying bastards.
Close.
Sorry,
Close.
lying bastards.
Oh yeah, bastards.
It means meeting place. Supposedly. There is some discussion about that, but yes. And it's probably not pronounced Canberra, but that's how it was pronounced when they named it, so therefore it is Canberra. Okay, next logic puzzle. Bad guy's playing Russian roulette with a 6-shooter revolver. He puts one bullet, spins the chamber and fires at you. But no bullet comes out. He gives you the choice of whether or not you should spin the chambers again before firing a second time. Should he spin again? Here you go. You can only be yes or no answering this. So we've got one yes from Nerd Alert. We've got Carl who says spin again.
I'm not entirely sure it makes any difference, does it?
Well,
wouldn't be a question.
Seeing as he's pointing,
gone.
Seeing as he's pointing it at me, I would be able to see whether there were whether the bullet was in the
next chamber.
The next chamber or not. So therefore, if the bullet was in the next chamber, I would definitely say spin again. If the bullet was not in the next chamber, I would say don't spin again.
Depending on the type of revolver.
But that's probably not the answer to the actual logic of the question.
Yeah. That depends on the type of revolver, because some of the early
I think you'd have to assume, Alan, that the question means that you can't see what's in the chamber.
Yeah. So really it's the case of which is better odds? Is it better odds for you to spin again, knowing that you've just had one success? Or is it better that you've had one and you shouldn't? So
I say spin again.
Spin again? We've got quite a few spin agains. The answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean, five out of 6 is better odds than 4 out of 5, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So spin again gives you better odds. Definitely.
Yeah, that's a simple logic question, actually.
That is.
It's exactly like, what if you flip a coin and it comes up heads 100 times? What's your odds of it coming up heads again on the 101st flip? 50-50.
Yep.
It never the odds didn't change.
I'd be checking the coin to make sure it's actually got tails.
I'd be taking the gun and pointing it at the son of a bitch with it.
Yeah, I'd be asking him to point that gun somewhere else, please.
Uh-huh.
You might shoot me.
Yes, I do think by the time you get to there.
What do you think this is? The deer hunter?
Yeah. 3 cartridges, please.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, Blue. You can tell me this. How many barrels are there? 5.
Yeah.
5. There we go.
Unlike the 36 of London plus the city.
Yeah. Yeah. Got be carried away there.
Although at least when the video that I saw a bit of the other day was made, the population of New York was 8.8 million people, and the population of London was 8.9 million people. The area of London, 600 square miles. The area of New York, 300 square miles.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. It's a bit under 1/3 of the population of Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
one city.
I've heard that I've heard the population of London is now up nearer 9.5 million.
Yeah.
So pretty much about the same as the population of Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland combined.
Yes. Does that count? But do they count all the extra attack on bits when they say London now, or is that just because obviously you got the city centre of London?
You got the city.
Yeah.
Of London. You had the city of You've got the city of Westminster, but that's now actually technically a borough because they combined it with Kensington and Chelsea. I think they combined that with Kensington and somewhere else. But yeah, we're talking about the London boroughs, which is roughly what's inside the M25.
Right.
I say roughly because the M25 does actually run through at least one borough.
Yeah.
So part of the borough is outside the M25.
Our boroughs usually contain wombats, snakes, or rabbits. You tend to have to assume you don't really, and two of them you don't want to encounter in a borough. Move on.
I thought you had borough councils in some places in Oz.
No, I don't think so. I can't think of any place. We've got shire councils. So we tend to have obviously cities and shires. But I can't think of any place we've got a borough. So, yeah. Which nuts are used to make up marzipan? To be an easy one. We've already got an answer.
The ones that smell of cyanide.
Yes. Which is why no one eats marzipan.
I like marzipan.
Oh, I don't
Do you
mind.
like marzipan? Do you like marzipan?
I like almonds.
I don't mind almonds, but you got to admit it is a bit sweet.
It is, but I wouldn't take it off and throw it away if it was on a slice of cake.
I've seen people do that. They'll take it away. Don't like marzipan. I don't mind it, but yeah. Yes. It's one of those things you either like it or you don't. Okay. Here's one for you. Oh, well, not quite actually for you.
Hang on, I'll just go and count them.
Tanks were used tanks were used in this battle for the first time. Tanks were used for the first time in this battle. I didn't go back and reread my
very famous battle.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get 1 point if you give me the broader battle, and you get 10 points if you give me the actual battle the tanks were used in. Inside that broader battle. Not Flanders.
No.
I keep wanting to say Cambrai.
What did you want to say, sorry?
Cambrai.
Cambrai. What do you reckon?
I'm probably really
Farmers?
butchering the French pronunciation.
What do you reckon, Farmers? Is that it?
It wasn't Cambrai. It wasn't Verdun. It wasn't, as the British used to call it, Wipers, because it's spelled Ypres. Ypres. It was a little place called Fleur-Courcelette, and it was part of the Battle of the Somme.
Somme, yes.
Yes. Very, very famous battle, the Battle of the Somme.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I first looked it up,
I know
September 1916.
Yeah.
It's when the first time the Germans went, "What the bloody hell is that?"
Yeah, one of my grandfathers fought in the Battle of the Somme in the infantry.
Oh, blimey.
You wish
Mind you, at the time, I don't know what's worse, infantry or in the tank.
I can be louder. I can be louder.
They had a lot to contend with in those tanks. It was not a pleasant place to be, but I guess it was slightly safer than being outside one.
Sorry, I was just laughing at Nerd Alert. He saw the Battle of Somme on FTFE's channel.
Yeah, not that Battle of the Somme. Yeah.
What's next? Get back in here. This one should be easy for most people. I've never eaten it though. Anyone know that squab is a name given to the young bird of which? Squab is a name given to the young of which bird?
Oh no, I've never eaten that either.
Does it taste like chicken?
No, tastes like pigeon.
Tastes like tastes like duck. No, it's not duck. Yes, it is pigeon.
Pigeon.
You should never go hungry in the middle of New York, apparently. Okay. Which female singer discovered a genie in a bottle way back in 1999?
Otherwise, says way back.
Yeah,
way back.
Well,
way back.
Genie in a bottle. Genie.
I heard someone talking.
I don't think that's my genre of music. I have to say.
I heard someone talking about.
I thought it was
something.
message in a bottle, not genie in a bottle.
A message in the bottle was a damn sight earlier than 99.
I know. And it's probably a damn side better too.
Yes.
Possibly, yeah. Noodlet's got an answer out there. And it was Christina Aguilera.
Aguilera.
No, that's the one.
Yeah,
now that I've mucked it up, I can't say it. So, Aguilera.
Christina Aguilera. Not my genre of music at all.
No.
In fact, I suspect if I heard that on the radio would get turned off.
Yes, not coming out of Paul's $1,500 speakers. Is that? No. Okay, next logic puzzle. Susan and Lisa decided to play tennis against each other. They bet $1 on each game they played. Susan won 3 bets and Lisa won $5. How many games did they play? On the assumption, obviously, that there was no draws and that, obviously, they got paid each one out.
I'm trying to see the trick to it.
No, it seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it?
Exactly.
There you go. 11. Is that the trick? You didn't work that out, obviously.
That's why I'm no good at these things. I just look at that and go, yeah, whatever.
8. We had a few 8s. We're getting close, but yes, 11. But that's because you have to give back for. Okay.
Yes, 8 was too obvious.
Yeah, 8 was too obvious. Trivia. What is jaggery when used in Indian cooking? Not Indonesian. Don't go Indonesian. You'll get the wrong answer. Unless, of course,
jaggery. Never heard of it.
Unless you're Indian descent in Indonesia. But anyway, jaggery.
Does that mean the stones are cooking dinner for you?
We've got a cream. No, it's not cream. I'm just giving a bit of a chance to answer it there. It's sweeter than cream. It's sugar. So every time you gully, it is sugar. Yes. Yeah, very important to have sugar when you do a curry or something sweet. Otherwise, it's just yeah. Okay, what TV show won the most Emmys in 2018? That wasn't that long ago. No clue. I don't know the show. No clue. 2018. Big Bang Theory. We've got an answer out there. Sounds about right.
Could have been, yeah.
Could have been. The correct answer was one I'd never heard of.
Nope,
The
I've never
Marvel?
heard of that one.
That's because it's on Netflix.
Is it? So I watch
Even
Netflix.
so.
I've never heard of it either. No
I've
idea.
watched a lot of stuff on Netflix. I've still never heard of that one.
No. So, yeah, completely threw me, that one. I wasn't going to hold around on that one. Okay, this is another relatively easy one. Nepal is located between which two cities?
Countries even.
It's one of the silliest things I've seen on a movie promo. Was the guy supposedly in Nepal on the top of the mountains ringing the bell because he can see the waves breaking over the mountains. In 2012, remember the movie 2012?
Oh, 2012, yes. That would be that's India and
China.
I think it's China.
Well,
okay,
yeah, it's China.
India and China. Yeah, pretty easy. India and China. Okay, here you go. What decade, I gave you a bit of leeway here, was the first prototype of the modern seismograph invented? Is it 200 years ago? 300 years ago?
No.
50 years ago.
1880s.
What was it? 1880s?
1880s.
We got a 1900 out in Carl. Betcha it was 1850.
Yeah.
And a 1430. No, it's not 1430. It's seismograph. They did know about it. I will admit they probably knew about earthquakes in 1430s. But
I think it was like the 1920s.
Yeah, it was actually 1889. I would have given you close. 1880s.
Oh, yay!
So you scraped in 1880s. Yeah. 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 You know what country it was invented?
No.
Think about it. What country has would want to have a seismograph?
Probably the United States of America.
No. Japan. Japan. It was definitely in Japan. Okay, so what is the largest instrument used in symphonic music? It's not the piccolo.
harp.
It's not the piccolo.
No, I'd say it's the harp because that's quite a lump.
Well,
Concert grand piano seems pretty large to me.
Concert grand would be bigger than a harp.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, do they use them in symphonic music?
Grand piano? Yes, they can use piano in symphonic music. But it's not the answer. It's bigger than It's bigger than that. What could be bigger than a grand piano?
A field gun for the 1812 overture.
And still fits inside. And still fits inside. And it's still got to fit inside a building. Oh, Carl's close enough, probably. It is.
Pipe organ, really?
A pipe organ is the biggest instrument in symphonic music.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And
yes, that can be quite a size.
They can be quite a size, and there are some music auditoriums with pipe organs specifically for that purpose.
Yes, I believe the Royal Albert Hall has one.
Yes, it does.
I didn't spot it the last time I was there, but that's probably because David Gilmour was on stage.
You'd think somebody like David Gilmour would actually incorporate the damn thing into their music.
Well, I suppose had they still been Pink Floyd, then yes, that probably would have been. Hey, why don't we try this? But yeah.
Yeah, again, I think I've seen a video of one of the resident organists at the Royal Albert Hall playing with one of the really big rock groups during one of their rehearsals.
Oh, right.
All right. Do you know what a
If you're interested, might be worth a YouTube search.
Have you ever heard of a Carillion? A Carillion, if I pronounce it correctly. Carillion, if that's the correct pronunciation. We have one in Canberra. There's very few around the world. But they're like a pipe organ, but with bells instead of pipes. So, big tall structure, and at the top is so you play the bells using a piano-like keyboard. Very big keyboard, obviously, but yeah. Very few people play it, funnily enough, because there are very few of them around the world. Okay, last of the logic puzzles. I won't drag on these because I think they've fallen a bit flat, so let's see. A teacher writes 6 words on a board. Cat, dog, has Max, Dim, tag. She gives 3 students, Albert, Bernard, Cheryl, each a piece of paper with 1 letter from each word. Then she asks Albert, do you know the word? Sorry, just getting that in my head. 6 words of so blah 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 blah. She gives 3 students, Albert, each piece of paper with 1 letter from one word, one of the words. Okay, yes, so we've got to know which word. Then she asks Albert, do you know the word? Albert immediately replies, yes. She asks Bernard, do you know the word? He thinks for a moment and then replies, yes. Then he asks Cheryl the same question. She thinks and then replies, yes. So what is the word? It's actually not that hard.
Has.
And why is that?
Because that. Oh, no.
You've got Carl says has as well. I might need to get a Y on this one.
No, I don't know.
Well, it would depend, but yes. The question doesn't make sense.
Because the H and the S are the only letters that are in that word.
Yes. So if one had a H, so if the answer is dog, Albert knows the right way because he has one of the unique letters that appears in that, so he guesses dog. Okay, so we know that the word is not tag. All of these unique words are so except for H and S, which is in has. And Bernard has figured out that the word is unique letters from left to right, blah 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 blah. Then there's Dim and S. Cheryl then narrows it down to the way, and the word is dog. I don't agree with that one because it would require if Albert had picked has, for example, or Max, thinking that he had an X and he only had one letter of X, how would the others eliminate? Anyway, you can go back and look at that one. You can go back and look at my video and read that through again. Not sure I agree with that one. Whoops. No, we've done that one. Oh dear. Did I miss out on doing a quiz? I did. Sorry, that's it. I've already done that one.
Oh.
The end. I thought I had one set of questions left, but we've already done those. So, therefore, my head hurts. I can understand that. I have heard that one before, but transition back to here. Ah, dear. There you go. Sorry about that.
Well,
finished
thank
on
you.
a bit of an end point there. That's not very good.
Bit of an anticlimax.
It was. I thought I had more questions. Anyway.
There we go.
Oh, I hope it was a little bit of fun. This is up to 11 o'clock. What else I got on my playlist? Let's have another Everett. How people feel about an Everett? Everett's always good.
Always up for an Everett.
Always up for an
Because they're always short, sweet, and to the point.
He is.
Yeah, and he dropped something new this morning.
He did, but this is not one of them because he had 3 new ones that I haven't played. I was saving up that one he dropped today for next week, just in case he doesn't drop one next week. But I've got 2, so we already had one earlier. This is the second one. I just need to change my Discord so you guys can see that and share our friend Mr. Everett. Where is he? There he is. I think it's that one. Is that the right one? Looks like the right one. Change it so our friends out in the Peanuts can see it, because no fun if they can't see it. Okay, I think I'm organised. There we go.
You sure?
No, I've got to do that. Now I'm organised. So you guys should be able to see it, and Peanuts can see it, and you guys should be able to hear it. If I go on mute, you'll be able to hear it. Okay, let's go.
Well, if the earth is flat, how come the sun appears to set? Wouldn't you be able to see the sun from everywhere on the earth? And the answer is no.
What?
Just how boats appears to disappear beyond the horizon, so is the sun.
Years passed, and mankind became stupider at a frightening rate.
So, it is all about perspective. Although the sun or the moon is parallel to the earth and at one altitude.
Oh, fuck me,
What?
man.
When they
As
run
it
into
goes
each other?
down further in the distance, it will appear to get smaller and appear to disappear beyond the horizon. That's how you get a sunset. Wakey wake, people.
I want to talk to you tonight on behalf of a God-given American right. The right to extreme stupidity.
Now you can see on the heliocentric model that they give you all, it makes 0 sense, because when it is winter, the sun is closer, and when it is summer, the sun is further.
The very English language itself is discriminatory against extremely stupid people. For instance, insulting phrases like, "Boy, are you dumb?"
Come on, people, it's time for you to wake up and stop get blindfolded by all this mad science lies they give all you.
And
Many
you're
people-
not too bright,
Shush.
are you?
Sorry.
What are you, stupid? Boy, are you ever extremely stupid.
No matter how high you go, the horizons always remains level. It always rises to eye level, no matter how high you go.
Sounds like a lot of... Hoopla! It sounds like a lot of... Hoopla! Sounds like a...
Hoopla!
There is no proof up till today to prove that the earth is rotating. No one can prove it.
I'm a compulsive liar.
I find that hard to believe.
Each and every one live their whole life only seeing one side of the moon, their whole life. But yet, everyone believes that the moon is a 3D object.
My interest in you being alive is a 4? No, let's go with a 3.
Science wants you to believe that the earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour. But yet, we all can see the same stars throughout human history.
That feels better.
I don't know about you all, but believing this is actually being more crazy than actually believing this, a flat earth.
Sure that stuff is okay? All I know is the guys who made it are dead. Why is there no hole in this wall?
Yeah. Yes, a whole lot of crazy out there.
Good old idiocracy.
Yes, a bit of that out there. Unfortunately.
A bit.
A fair bit. A lot of it. I did find a Mr. Sensible. What was Mr. Sensible on? Dumbest flat earth comment ever. Okay. Has anyone seen that?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's
It's 6
Mr.
minutes. It's 6 minutes, so that's not too bad. We can put a 6 minute one on. Stick that up there. Make it bigger. Okay, well, let's see what he had to say. Whoops, transition that over there for those guys.
May be concerned that they're going to hear a little bit of Nathan Oakley. Well, rest your sphincters, my siblings. You are not going to hear so much as a nanosecond of that man's voice. I should warn you that at some point during this video I will actually bang my elbow, causing me some mild pain. However, to maintain a modicum of suspense, I shan't tell you exactly when that is.
Straight out of Hitchhikers.
Yep.
After visiting one of Nathan's videos just to give the obligatory thumbs down, I had a quick look through some of the comments, and I found an excellent comment by a chap called Remixer56. Global positioning system technology is based on the assumption that the Earth is a spherical body and relies on a network of satellites in orbit around it. These satellites emit signals, which are picked up by GPS receivers on the ground, allowing users to determine their location with great accuracy. However, if the Earth were actually flat, as some people believe, the GPS system would not function as it does today. The reason for this is that GPS satellites are positioned in a way that assumes the curvature of the Earth. They are arranged in orbits that allow them to cover the entire planet, sending signals to receivers on the ground that are able to triangulate their location based on the time it takes for the signal to travel from the satellite to the receiver. If the Earth were flat, the signals from these satellites would not be able to reach receivers at certain distances or angles, making the GPS system ineffective. In addition, the mathematics used to calculate the GPS coordinates also assumes a spherical Earth. Without this assumption, the calculations would produce inaccurate results. Therefore, GPS technology and its accuracy are dependent on the spherical shape of the Earth and cannot be used for a flat Earth theory. So with excitement, I waited for Nathan's response in anticipation of utter stupidity. Nathan did not let me down.
Wrong! GPS uses a flat Cartesian grid. Like all navigation, it's based on flat Earth angles to Polaris.
You blithering, uneducated, steaming pile of rancid dingo's kidneys with a scientific understanding of a rotting fish head discovered at the bottom of a dumpster full of bin juice. Calling you a chuff nugget just wouldn't cut it, as even a chuff nugget armed with Dunning-Kruger superpower wouldn't have the stupidity to post that tripe without total embarrassment, you complete and utter arse biscuit.
You feel better now for getting that out.
Together. So, Mr. Oakley, you said that like all navigation, GPS is based on flat Earth angles to Polaris. There's a couple of big problems with this. The first of which is how you're going to find your location if you're south of the equator when Polaris isn't in view. Secondly, GPS satellites don't carry telescopes. How the hell are they going to see any stars? So, how many angles are being used in GPS navigation? None at all. There are a constellation of GPS satellites orbiting the Earth at all times, none of which carry telescopes. Well, they do carry a highly accurate atomic clocks. Therefore, the satellites know the exact time. They also carry data on their orbits. This data is corrected every now and then using ground-based radar. So at all times, each satellite knows exactly where it is and when it is. Each satellite constantly sends out signals saying, this is the time and this is where I am. Those signals propagate out at the speed of light in a cone of radio waves until they're picked up by someone's GPS receiver. Now, if your GPS receiver picks up a signal saying, I was broadcast at time X, and it actually picks it up 1/10 of a second later, we know that because the radio travels at the speed of light, we're roughly 1,860 miles away from the broadcast point. The satellite has broadcast its position as ephemeris data, where it is around its orbit. If we've only picked up the signal from one GPS satellite, all we know is the time it sent a signal, the time we receive that signal, and how far we are from that satellite's point at that moment in time. We haven't got an angle to it, we don't know where we are, just a distance. So we know that one satellite signal is not enough. If we had 3 signals and we were carrying a calibrated atomic clock, we could work out our position. But I don't tend to have one of those with me. If we receive the signal from 4 of them, we can ignore the atomic clock and calculate our exact position. Now, as we don't know the angles to any of the satellites, just our distances from at least 4 known locations, we use trilateration to establish our position, not triangulation. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Oakley, from your position of total fail, things are going to go downhill. Everything so far that I've discussed is based on the time taken for the radio signals to travel from the satellite to the GPS receiver. Unfortunately, there can be delays. What is also taken into account in the calculations is an ionospheric model. Basically, on a sphere shape, how the ionosphere affects the time taken for the radio signals to reach you, and adjustments are made. But wait!
My little green friend.
There's some bonus fail for you. You mentioned Cartesian coordinate systems. Well, for those you have an origin. As we're talking about a 3D environment, that would be 0, 0, 0. That origin is the centre of mass of the sphere of the Earth. Your position is calculated as a distance from that centre of mass in a geode, a sphere-shaped geode. So if we go back to your original comment, Nathan, and take out all the words that are incorrect, what we're left with is that.
Wrong.
You couldn't be more incorrect in your comment if you tried. That was funny. Say some more stupid shit. Until next time, stay sensible.
Here we are. Was anyone surprised?
No.
No, I wasn't. But yes, no understanding at all. And no attempt to understand, which is more the and more annoying stuff. What have I got left? We've got. I saw this again. I saw this and thought it was fun. How many have seen this from the land? Whoop. Hang on. They're not seeing it out there. Let's fix that up. There we go.
We're down somewhere.
Just a speck in the sky, just to the right of the cloud, just barely. The top edge of the cloud, right down in the middle of the top edge of the cloud. Just a real fine
It's
speck.
just really cool.
That's about all you do.
Wow.
Anyway.
I didn't realise I'd done it already.
I thought that was cool. Yes, I like the title, Make a Zilla Catch. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
How did I miss that thing?
How did you miss that? I don't know when it was. It just came up in my feed, obviously. So, obviously, coming up in my feed, I thought I'd put it out there. Now, I gotta admit, what else we had? It's been pretty quiet otherwise on the scene lately, I gotta admit. Hasn't been a lot of stuff going on.
No.
You know, when I used Tomb as a barometer, when he's talking about Mandela effect, it's a bit fair indicator there wasn't much to talk about. It's a bit of a nun thing. I do have a creaky, so I was going to put a creaky on. And this one is titled Mr. Beast's Hilarious Flat Earth Arguments. Okay. I always find it funny. People say Mr. Beast is the biggest YouTuber out there, but actually he's not. But he's, as an individual, has a fair lot of views. But when I checked it out, I can't remember if Baby Shark has more views than he does. I think it does. But as a total, he's got way more than Baby Shark. But in an individual video, Baby Shark is the most watched video on YouTube. Anyway, I won't play that because once that gets into your head, that's it. That's the
Once it gets into your head. I've got grandchildren. It's already in my damn head.
That's right. It stays there. When my daughter was growing up, it was What the Fox Says was the song that she was just going around, you couldn't get rid of. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, you only have to say the word Baby Shark and it's going round in my damn head.
Yes. Okay, let's put this on.
What if the truth destroys our economy? This video will prove the Earth is flat. No joke, 100% serious. This right here is what Earth looks like.
How the hell did I miss this video? Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber on the planet, managed to squeeze every single flat Earth argument while keeping a straight face into a video. So let's have a moment of silence, shall we, for all the flat earthers that were fooled by this video. That doesn't mean you can't laugh though, you know. Please subscribe.
We are currently in North Carolina and I'm going to fly to Hawaii while my friends simultaneously fly to Botswana, Africa, aka the other side of the earth. Once we are on exact opposite sides of the world, we have a test we want to perform. If this test fails, the earth is flat.
Now, as regular viewers of my channel will have noticed, I can, at times, be the tiniest bit sarcastic. And as a sarcastic person, I've got an inbuilt sarcasm detection system that is completely flawless. And when I came across this video, it went off the charts. Now, it was obvious to anybody with a brain that hasn't turned to custard that Mr. Beast was trolling flat earthers, and yet someone made a response to his video seemingly claiming that he was serious. So let's take a looky, shall we?
A lot of people have been led to believe that the Earth is a sphere. They refer to the work of centuries of physicists and philosophers as, quote, pseudoscience, but there is overwhelming evidence that proves the actual geometry of the Earth. One of them is shared in a video that, in my opinion, I have no idea why the government still allows it online, because it could literally start like a revolution.
You're not very smart, are you?
Right, now I've got no idea why this channel has used an AI voice to narrate their video. The only conclusion I can reach is that they are either too embarrassed to show themselves or they are trolling as well, which makes this video trollception.
We have been lied to for centuries, but today, Mr. Beast proves all of them wrong.
Here's all the proof you need. Fortnite is flat.
Fortnite is flat. Fortnite is flat.
Which means our Earth is flat. Duh.
Bruh. Now look, I'm not being funny. Correct. But if you can't see he's trolling just from that clip alone, which was in the first 30 seconds of his video, then you have my sympathy. And you should absolutely get a checkup from the neck up today. But I don't want to tell you what to think, so please continue, Mr. Beast.
But first I want to tell the story of the man who was silenced, because he spoke the truth about the actual geometry of the Earth.
Now, Samuel Rowbotham was an English writer and inventor who is best known for his advocacy of flat Earth theory. He believed that the Earth was a flat disk rather than a sphere, and that the scientific evidence supporting a spherical Earth was flawed.
What is your logic?
He wrote a book in 1849 called Zetetic Astronomy, Earth Not a Globe, which argued that the Earth was stationary and that the sun, moon and stars all revolved around it.
Rowbotham's method, which he called Zetetic Astronomy, models the Earth as a flat disk centered at the North Pole and bounded along its perimeter by a wall of ice, with the sun, moon, planets and stars moving only several thousand miles above the surface of Earth.
Hang on a second, so this Samuel guy, say what again? He is pretty much responsible for every really stupid flat Earth argument we still hear flat earthers banging on about today.
Interesting.
Now, I know I said that as if I was surprised, but trust me, I'm not. That was sarcasm. See, I'm really good at it. Robotham was not a trained scientist, and his ideas were not taken seriously by the scientific community of his time. The term zetetic comes from the Greek word zetesis, which means inquiry or search, which, given the fact that old Sammy Boy was the godfather of flat Earth, is ironic to say the least. But of course, they even have their own ideas about words, and when they use the term zetetic, it's an alternative or fringe word to describe a particular approach to investigating topics that may not be accepted by mainstream science or society. And in this context, a zetetic inquiry might involve questioning established beliefs or assumptions, seeking out evidence or perspectives that challenge conventional wisdom.
He needed some time to learn his craft, and when he was unable to explain why ships' hulls vanished before their masts when they were going out to sea, he left a lecture in Blackburn.
Me! I know this one. It's because what? It's because Earth is an oblate spheroid.
Shut up, you little bedend.
Well, that wasn't very nice, was it? I'm just trying to answer the question. Ships disappear from the bottom up when they go over the horizon because I can't speak today. Sherps? What the hell's a sherp? It's similar to a ship. Ships disappear from the bottom up when they go over the horizon because Earth isn't flat. And that's why Sammy couldn't answer it. Well, he could have, probably, but he didn't want to because he knew that the answer shows that the Earth is a globe.
Oh, they did
Imagine
try,
that. A flat earther being disingenuous.
He eventually carried out several experiments to prove his point that the Earth was flat, but to his surprise, he was shunned and revoked, called mad and a charlatan.
Oh, that's not very friendly, is it? And not very imaginative either. They could have called him a window licker or a crayon muncher. Mad is just so 2010. Although, to be fair, they were right. And at least he could maybe excuse himself because it was the late 1800s. But what possible excuse did today's flat earthers have? And I think we have a lot to thank modern day flat earthers for, in my humble opinion. Take me for example. When I saw the careers lady in school and she asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, making fun of flat earthers on the internet wasn't an option. But when I do grow up, I'm hoping I'll get a job that I really enjoy.
But getting back to Mr. Beast's proof.
Oh yeah, Mr. Beast. Sorry, I got a little bit carried away then. Mr. Beast's proof of flat earth.
What you're looking at right now is a bunch of clouds. You may not know this, but clouds are actually made by the government to disguise the fact that the world is flat.
God have mercy upon us.
He's definitely trolling.
Exactly.
For any flat earthers that saw that clip, shame on you if you actually thought that Mr. Beast was being serious. And to all of you watching this now, I apologize for saying Mr. Beast multiple times in this video. I'm trying to trigger the algorithm. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. But yeah, flat earthers, he's clearly trolling you. It's funny. Get a sense of humor.
As earlier stated, Mr. Beast set out to prove that the world was actually flat. Hence, he set up a team of his colleagues in which one of them traveled to Botswana in Africa and Mr. Beast headed to Hawaii. We're in the exact same side of the Earth on the other side that is based on the spherical model.
I think they meant based on reality. But carry on, I'll stop interrupting now.
Using supermagnets, you'd expect that if the Earth was a sphere, that these magnets placed at exactly right angles to each other on the exact opposite side of the globe would cause them to pivot towards each other.
Oh, absolutely. Because the best way to prove a centuries-old scientific fact is to use a couple of supermagnets and hope that they'll magically disprove everything we know about the shape of the Earth. Who the hell needs complex mathematical calculations, astronomical observations, and empirical evidence when you can just wave some magnets around and call it a day? I'm sure the entire scientific community is shitting their pants at the thought of such a groundbreaking discovery.
Or even move considerably, proving that on the other side of the world, an identical magnet was also placed. But as we can see from the video, nothing happens. There simply isn't any change in the behavior of each respective magnet.
Over what distance can strong magnets attract or repel each other though? It's impossible to give an accurate answer to this question. The attractive force of a magnet is roughly proportional to the square of the distance, relatively speaking. Ow! The larger the surface area of the magnet, the more magnetic induction lines in the space, and longer the distance of attraction. Science, bitches. But again, get away. But again, the magnet experiment should have further reinforced that Mr. Beast is trolling flat Earth, which I fully support.
Mr. Beast even decided to recalculate his longitude and latitude to make sure that he was on the exact opposite side of the Earth to the other guys.
He did, but it was just another troll, you AI muppet.
Everything here is immediately followed by sarcastic comments and nasty responses.
Hawaii and Botswana are 12,260 miles apart. How strong do you think a magnet can be? Well, based on what I can see in the Mr. Beast video, the magnets look about 2 inches in diameter, maybe by about an inch thick. So anything beyond 8 inches, and they wouldn't attract each other anyway, let alone over a distance of 12,260 miles. Don't ask me how I know that. I promise I definitely didn't just waste an hour playing with a magnet calculator.
And he noted a parallax to which he then decided to move away from his position and attain a closer proximity than he had originally calculated. But to his surprise, nothing still happened.
Did he change from 12,260 miles to less than 8 inches? No? Well, there you go then.
He even tried to move the magnet a little to the left to ensure that even the slightest miscalculation was accounted for, but still not even a budge. It was quite uneventful and sad.
Not as sad as all the flat earthers in the comment section under the Mr. Beast video, thanking him for giving flat earth such a huge platform. And while we're talking about people who said thanks in the comment section, Brendan, Chris, Judy, Gary, and Tisbert Scratch, thank you for hitting the super thanks button.
You're awesome.
And that wasn't sarcasm, by the way.
The Earth is actually a flat disk and not a sphere.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy, my little AI butt nugget. There's a bit more to it than that, but I want to hear more from Mr. Beast before I make my mind up.
If the Earth was actually a sphere, then the magnets would have had at least a budge or nudge indicating the attraction to a similar magnet.
Tyler, do you realize what we just did?
I think I do.
We just proved the Earth is flat. I don't even know if we should release this footage. Like, a lot of the world's revenue comes from making globes. What are they gonna do now? No one likes flat maps.
But all maps are flat, apart from the globe-shaped ones, obviously. That's the funny thing about flat earthers and their maps. Most of the time, when they claim a flat earth map, it's just a globe that's been opened out, you know, spread onto a flat surface for illustrative purposes.
For those who really want to know the truth and not condone with the insane way the establishment has pushed the spherical Earth narrative to clearly indoctrinate us into believing that the Earth is a sphere, which is probably because a geographically spherical planet is more profitable to the government than admitting the truth.
What? How do the world's governments profit from the shape of the Earth? That makes even less sense than claiming the Earth is flat in the first place.
So I'm waiting to board my flight and I'm actually pretty nervous. What if the pilot isn't paying attention and accidentally flies off the side of the Earth? The government says people die in shark attacks, but we both know sharks are not real. It's clearly just people that were on a plane that flew off the side of the Earth and then they just needed a cover up.
I don't want to repeat myself, but like I said earlier, that statement alone should be the only thing from this video you need to hear to realize that he's making fun of flat earthers.
Yes, he is.
But it didn't stop people like this from commenting on the video. I mean, do they actually think he's being serious? Are there really people watching YouTube that are this stupid?
Yes, there are.
This is outrageous. I just got on this plane. They give these away for free for everyone. You just put them over, now you can't see anything. The government literally uses these small little blindfolds to shield your eyes. So the flight attendants made us put down all the windows just so we couldn't see outside because it's quote unquote bright, when in reality we probably would see the end of the Earth.
I love it. And I know this entire video is completely ridiculous, but I thought it would be a good way and a fun way of showing flat earthers what they sound like when they make their claims. But the difference is that when flat earthers say things like that guy just did, they're serious. Or are they?
So while we're waiting for them to land in Africa, I just want to explain the science behind a flat Earth. A lot of you were wrongly indoctrinated and I just want to explain things to you. You see, gravity isn't real. Earth is just always moving up. Now, it may have looked like gravity pulled that ball down, but what actually happened is the ball sat in the air and Earth came up and met it. For real, guys, if the Earth was spinning at 2,000 miles an hour, don't you think we would just fall off?
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
Was it? Was something? Keep going.
How could the biggest YouTuber on Earth get such crucial detail wrong? Everyone knows we spin at 1,000 miles per hour. ish, or 1 revolution per day ish. Now look, I know this video has been a bit of silly nonsense and hopefully you've enjoyed it, but it's clear that Mr. Beast's video about Flat
Mr.
Earth
Beast
was a
is
masterclass
putting
in
out 2
trolling. And even though he managed to fit every
more.
single Flat Earth argument into his video while keeping a straight face, it was obvious he was joking. However, it is disappointing that some people still fell for it. Was the video response claiming Mr. Beast was serious just another layer of trolling, making it trollception? Now, while Flat Earth theory has been around since Samuel Rowbotham's time, it's frustrating to see that some people still cling to these outdated beliefs, even in the face of overwhelming scientific evidence. But we can also appreciate the humour that comes from Flat Earth arguments, hopefully. But ultimately, Mr. Beast's video proves that having a sense of humour is key, and that it's important not to take yourself too seriously. I don't. Why would I? So let's have a laugh and move on from this ridiculous argument. The Earth isn't flat. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Love you, bye.
Alright, watch this next. But before you
Can't
do,
watch it next.
make
It's nothing
sure
there.
you subscribe. By order of the creaky
Put up the
blinder.
next tile. Oh well. There you go. So there you go. Go watch Mr. Creaky.
That was quite funny.
He is quite funny. He's I'm finding a bit more interesting. He's not as knowledgeable, but he's more funny. Yeah, go on.
Oh, this will make you giggle.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why my son threw up in maths.
Oh, right. Okay.
My son being my son, his friends. Right, have you ever heard of a shotgun drink when you drink a beer? Shotgun.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, it's whiskey and beer. Isn't
Yeah.
it? So, yeah.
Yeah. For that. No. What you do is you get a can of, usually it's beer.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go. You explain.
Yeah,
it,
you pierce a hole on the side of the can and then you chug it down. Well, his friends bet him he couldn't do it with a can of Fanta. Right. So he did. not just one, but 2. So I think the reason why he threw it, I think, is because he was full of gas, and B, like a sugar dump, complete sugar dump in his system, and of course consequently just during the break time just before maths, and consequently threw up. So I got there, and he was feeling better, but he didn't want to go home. I was kind of amazed actually. He didn't want to go home because he's got history next, and he loves history because his teacher takes history, and he wanted to stay and stuff like that. And I said, well, you're not going to do that again in a hurry, are you? And he said, oh, duh. I said, don't dare me. You're the one that's stupid enough to do that in the first place, you silly sod. Christ's sake.
I'm just picturing 2 cans worth of Fanta fizzy vomit.
Chug down. Yeah, chug down all in one go. And there's me talking to him in front of this vice principal. I'm trying to keep a straight face. And when he was explaining this to me, I put my hand over my face, not to show that my kind of like irritation or disgust. It was mostly because I was almost laughing.
You're about to lose it and crack up. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's me being very stern with him, trying not to laugh. Is oh god.
I can better that one, Matt. I can better that one.
Go on then.
A few years back, I was suffering from excess acid in my stomach, right, and it was burning my esophagus, and it's like not very comfortable. And I think to myself, well, bicarb of soda would neutralise that acid, right? So I mixed myself up a nice strong glass of bicarb soda.
Oh no!
And I swallowed one big mouthful, and lordy, it was like a scene from the fucking Exorcist. This bloody foam just erupted from my mouth, and it was just horrible. It just kept coming and coming. I thought, holy shit. Well, it worked. It neutralised the acid, but man, I'll never do that again.
For somebody who's got a high IQ, that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, no, it worked. It neutralised the acid. It just all at once.
Life experience.
Oh,
Yeah,
IQ's got nothing to do with life experience.
exactly. Like one of my friends, her daughter topped the class in engineering at university, and she was headhunted by a number of companies even before she'd finished her double degree, right? And yet she goes and she puts a candle in a wooden bookshelf so that the flame is like, burning the timber above.
No. Oh dear.
How dangerous is that?
Yeah, I mean, where the office I used to work at in Cambridge, it was it was surrounded by sort of student accommodation, and there was a couple of pubs within walking distance, and yeah, the nearest one, that was the Alma Brewery. That was it. We used to go in there over lunchtime and have a pint, and there'd be lots of university students in there, complaining about the cost of beer, and it's like, well, go and drink at the uni bar then because it's cheaper. But you can't be asked to go all that way. And you listen to them talk, and you think these are very, very intelligent people. But for Christ's sake, don't ever ask them to change a light bulb. They've got absolutely, just hearing them, they've got no common sense whatsoever. Wouldn't be able to wire a 3-pin plug up, wouldn't be able to change a light bulb. But they're our country's bright young future, It's quite scary. Yes. Very, very intelligent, dumb as a brush.
Yes, this happens that way. Oh, Matt, did you see the Starship video I played earlier? SpaceX, sorry.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't see it. No.
I put it on here because it's only short, but I just wanted to. Did you know when this happened?
Oh, is it the continuous shot of Starship? Did you say?
Yeah, SpaceX Starship. I'll play it again. It's too long. Put sound on.
Down somewhere.
Should be able to see it.
Oh, that's an animation. Yeah.
Just a speck in the sky.
Just animation, is it?
Just barely.
Yeah, it's animation.
Because that's why I said, how did I miss that?
Yeah, because that's the booster. Yeah, the booster hasn't flown yet.
It's just what it should look like.
Yeah, it will look something like that. Yeah, exactly. That's what the plan was doing. Yeah.
Nice clarification. So it looks like it's going to be cool.
Yes, because had that actually happened, I guarantee I would have watched it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know when I thought, I can't remember them doing that. I'm sure I'd have bloody said that. I don't remember them doing that.
I would go if I missed that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the orbital flight test that they're planning on doing shortly, won't be doing that. The booster's going to be, well, actually, and also the orbital stage, they're just going to dump that in the sea. But next tests, if it all goes well, that's what they're planning on doing, is actually capturing the booster.
Right.
Just like that.
Just like that. As they call it, a Mechazilla catch.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they've made they call it the chopsticks. They've made the tower and they've made the chopsticks. They work. They can move the booster and the orbital stage, pretty well around and stuff like that. But whether they can actually catch it like that in mid-flight, well, not mid-flight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of semi-hovering. Is yet to be tested, but it'll be interesting.
Well,
certainly will.
So what do they think the benefit of doing it that way? Does it give them a little bit more easier than landing?
Rapid.
Gun.
Well, yeah, rapid reusability.
Oh, okay. So it's basically because you're going straight back into the launch platform. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it can be launched from that same platform. So what they can do is just like it lands, they captured it, refuel, do probably some quick checks, and then off they go again. So technically speaking, probably the following day they could launch again, or even the same day potentially.
That's the theory.
That's the theory. Yeah.
Because I believe there's a huge demand for. Sorry, I did see somewhere where there's more demand than there is supply for rocket payload launching, for want of a better word, getting things into space.
Yeah, well, demand certainly is increasing in terms of launching for satellites and things like that, for sure. And it's only a matter of time when there's going to be demand for people to be going to orbit. If they're talking about, space hotels and orbiting the Earth and stuff like that, then there's going to be a big demand for it. So I think that will happen eventually. Just a case of when.
Yeah,
it's all those flat earthers demanding uncut video footage of the satellites, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they're spending millions of dollars trying to get it right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, flat earthers are going to have to shut up. They really are, because going into space is going to be a regular thing for the average civilian, the average Joe. So they're just going to have to be quiet eventually.
They won't, but sorry.
No, they won't. It's
No,
all fake. They're all in on the act. They're all paid actors. Blah blah blah. I mean, they're denialists, so they're just going to carry on denying it. Denialists who use GPS. Who've no doubt got satellite telly at home and all the rest of it. But no, space is fake. There's no such thing as satellites. But I'll use them.
I mean, you
of
listen
course
to
they're going to keep on denying it.
I'll deny it.
Yeah, of course they're going to keep on denying it, because if space travel's for the average Joe, then it's not for them, because they're below the average Joe, right?
Yeah. This much is certain.
Yes, that's right.
They're not exactly life's overachievers, are they?
No. And when you listen, particularly on Discord, the Discord ones, not some of the YouTube ones are a little bit different, but some of the rubbish that comes out of some of the guys on Discord, it's like there's no way they're ever going to admit anything other than their reality. Yeah, I basically have heard them, a few of them say things like that. You could take me up to put me on the moon, and I still wouldn't believe it. Sort of. Well,
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, was it Jin? I think he said, and he substitute any evidence that if it doesn't agree with his worldview, then it's not evidence. You can't win with that sort of argument.
But that is how they work. It doesn't matter whatever. Yeah, they can ask for evidence, and as soon as you give it to them, the goalposts are moved. Oh, that's not acceptable. This, that, and the other. They don't care. Evidence means nothing to them. They've made their minds up. That's the way it is. End of story. It doesn't matter. There's no point, because let's debate it. Well, there is no debate. The Earth isn't flat. It's as simple as that. The Earth isn't flat. There's no debate. But no, you've got to present your evidence. No, go on, you present yours. Well, that's right, you can't, because you haven't got any, and you haven't got any because it's all just some weird delusion.
Yeah, evidence
You've found this club of like-minded idiots, and you all feel comfortable together.
You reckon we could get them on the B-Arc?
Yes.
We could try.
I'm willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
Protect the telephone sanitizers. Let's
send them off first,
them and just get rid of all the others.
Yes. Well, that's a lesson known, isn't it?
Let's play it safe. Let's make sure we've got clean telephones. Hey,
Well, they could have just handed out wipes for other people to do their own telephone sanitizing, but.
Well, everybody's now quite familiar with the concept of wiping things down, I think. So yeah, we'd be all right. But like I say, I'm willing to take that risk. Tell them it's a giant mutant star goat or whatever, and yes, off they go.
Yes, I like that. Trouble is, it mucked up the computer, though. That's a shame. Oh, the cat! Come on, Lee. Come on, puppy. That's where you got a new cat shelf. I've got a cat here trying to sit on the keyboard. I built him a shelf so he can sit above there, but he still wants to come sit on the keyboard.
One of the reasons why mine makes so much racket. She can't jump up onto the desk or the windowsill anymore, and she wants to, but it's like, well, there's no bloody room for you anyway.
Yes. I don't know. Maybe I'll put up a post next week. What it looks like. Well, looks like I'm coming to an end. I've run out of my playlist, and I know Paul's got a lot of ducks to chase tomorrow on his own. You haven't got anyone tomorrow, have you, Paul?
Yeah, I've got to get the sheds ready for the new birds coming on Monday.
So he's on his own, or has been on his own, so it'd be weary. So we might finish up a little bit early tonight.
My boss is over in the land of darkness with Carl Edwards.
Oh, right. They're far over. Maybe Carl.
He's originally from. He's originally from Zimbabwe, and he was one of the farmers that got kicked off their land in Zimbabwe. So yeah, so he shifted to South Africa for a while, and then come over to Australia.
Right. Okay.
Sorry about that. I had a phone call.
You're right.
Yeah,
And
sorry, I
so-
had a phone call. Sorry about that.
Yep, got that. Nah, so okay, so just at least you can't. At least you know he's not going to sneak in tomorrow and check up on you. Yes. Emball's saying some Japanese guy is starting up a company with high altitude balloons for long stay for tourists next to space.
Oh, I saw something on that a while back. They're talking about, balloons take you to the edge of space, and you think, well, I know why you're saying that. It's not the edge of space, but
No, that's what I mean. Some of them are even saying balloon rise to space, and it's no, it's not.
Can't be.
You're going
You
something like about 30 kilometers or something, not even that, so it's not even halfway to the Kármán line, even let alone space.
Because I can say, how would you get enough lift? Anything close to space?
Yeah.
No, you can barely get a weather balloon to stay up at that extremely light.
that's not how you sell these things. You sell them by saying, "Oh, we can take you to the edge of space." And yes, you go up high enough, you're in a pressurized container. You can't open the door because there's not enough oxygen. Oh, look, I can see the curvature of the Earth. I've been to space.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Well, I'm just.
Well, sorry, you're not an astronaut.
I mean, what the highest altitude? I think most high altitude balloons, maximum 100,000 feet, which is what in kilometers? I don't know what that is in kilometers.
Yeah.
Maximum about 170,000.
Yeah. Oh, 170,000. Oh, okay. I thought it was at 100,000.
That's about the record balloon. I think is about 172,000, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, what's the average for like a weather balloon then? What would be the average altitude for most weather balloons?
Well, for the most part, we don't give a shit about that. 50,000 feet, and it's pretty useless to it. And there is no weather up there, so.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, no point going that high, is there?
I mean, I suppose that logically there's a. Sorry, I'm just putting it up. I'll turn the sound up.
Yeah, that's the article. That's one of the article that I saw about it as well.
So
Yeah.
just transfer it over there so they can see it as well. So
some nice renders in this though.
Go on. Yeah, you can talk over it. So I'm guessing that's so if they say how high, I think
space perspective.
Space perspective. I'll have to look them up. Get a little bit more info about them. Don't think you're going to be as high as that.
That from a balloon.
You're not going to get that high. The balloon's not going to be able to support anything close to weight at that high. So.
I mean, I don't think they even get that ISS, do they? That much?
No. It is sort of ISS height. Yeah. I'll look into it a bit. Find out how real it is. Switch back.
Yeah, so 170,000 feet. If you say that's the record for a balloon, I mean that's 51 kilometers.
Yeah.
No, it's not space.
No,
no, but like I say, they sell it by saying, "Oh, we can take you to the edge of space." It sounds better than saying we can take you up quite high. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really sell, does it? That. Oh, well, you take it up.
How high would you go? Well, quite high. Yeah.
So, they're saying in this one the healing field, and they're aiming at 23 to above 23 miles, 37 kilometers.
$50,000 per seat. Mm.
Yeah.
No, not for a balloon ride. Thank you very much. I think I've got better things to spend my $50,000 on.
You're right.
Oh, it's only $50 deposit.
I know it's like Red Bull altitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's got a bit of a bad for safety reasons, but for that sort of altitude, you'd think they'd be going for a hydrogen-filled balloon, wouldn't you?
Than helium.
Oh, yeah, rather than helium.
So this,
It's
yeah.
gonna give
So
you
that
pretty
go on.
pretty close to twice the lift.
Yes, I note they're saying you won't get any weightlessness at that height either, which is to me, if you're not got weightlessness, you're not in space.
You're not going to get weightlessness unless you're orbiting.
Yeah.
Floating
I mean,
around.
don't get me
up there
wrong. Sorry, Blue, go ahead. I'll talk to you then.
Just floating around in a balloon is not going to get you weightless.
No.
No.
Well, the sheer fact that the balloon gondola has got to use gravity to stay down, for a start.
Only when the balloon bursts, Blue.
Well, then yes, you get a period of weightlessness.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
could.
you would.
You could design. You could design it with a bungee cord or something or other.
Yes, when the balloon bursts, you will get a period of weightlessness, a lot of screaming, some obnoxious odors, and then a mess on the ground.
Yeah.
Yes, but
It's
you'd be
large,
weightless.
and it's round. I'll call it a ground.
You can say you'll be weightless for the rest of your life.
I wonder if it'll be my friend.
Yes, you will indeed be weightless for the rest of your, albeit brief, life.
You would.
All they'll find is a smoking hole in the ground with a leprechaun standing next to it saying, "'Tis globe."
Yeah.
More crypto.
Tis globe.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, it'd be pretty spectacular, I'm sure, but yeah, it's not space.
No.
Yeah.
Couldn't you be really, really lucky and actually get a direct hit on the leprechaun?
You leave them leprechauns alone, would you?
Leprechauns. Oh dear. Nah, probably not. Statistically, not likely. Well, as I said, we might call that to an end for the end of the stream. So I'll say goodbye to Peanuts here, and thanks guys for coming. We had a good night here. So I'll flick through there. Thanks Carl, and thanks Spooky and Nerd Alert. It's good to see you guys. Emball, Larry, and Mallory. Mallory's Asylum, let's say. And we had everyone else. Vrimfondle. These are just people in the chat. There was a few more than that online, but for those lurkers, thanks for coming here as well. And I'll stop the stream and I'll catch you guys again next Saturday. I'll see you then. Oh, did anyone want to say anything?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.